Hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Laps Down podcast. My name is Andrea,
And I'm MJ.
and we are looking forward to talking to you guys today all about the many races that we watched this weekend. It would be weird not, I think, to start the episode though to address the obvious. We have not spoken to you guys since the tragic passing of Kyle Busch on Thursday last week. Again the obvious to say that this is an extremely tragic loss for NASCAR. We have admittedly only been watching NASCAR for a couple years, but it was easy for us to see what a loss this is for the sport and how much Kyle has contributed, even in the short amount of time that we've been watching. It was also just like shocking to see an active
hmm
driver, somebody so young, somebody who was really passionate about NASCAR, who had like a lot more to give to the sport, not only as like a driver, but also, a future Hall of Famer and like a champion, somebody that could really continue to contribute to NASCAR. And it is, I think, just a huge loss for the sport. Um, Hearing a lot of the drivers our age talking about like that was their childhood hero was really hard. Me and MJ talked like offline about how we just are really hoping that the drivers have the proper time that they need to grieve, as well as like the support that they need to grieve. It's so hard to imagine that the season has to continue to go on and these drivers have to keep getting in the car every weekend while also facing like a massive loss in their community. But also like we were talking like about how tragic it is for his wife Samantha as well as his two children. I think it's just so unfair for an 11-year-old boy to have to face continuing his racing career without his hero and the person who was supporting him so much in his career. So crazy to think that Samantha has to continue on as a widow, but like still be there for her children. I don't know, MJ, if you had anything to add, but I tried to talk about a lot of the conversations we had offline,
Yeah.
just really trying to come to grasp with Kyle Busch passing.
Yeah. And like just seeing all of the grieving in the morning, even like through the fan base in the community, it's just, this is an important reminder to like talk to people about it. Because even though you might not have known him personally, I know that he made an impact on so many people's lives, even just watching him racing growing up. So I think this is a good reminder just to everyone's done a pretty good job of like being there for each other in the community, it
Mm-hmm.
looks like, but continue to talk about your feelings and talk about the loss. And it's just so
Yeah,
tragic. It was very shocking
very
and sudden.
surprising.
And I think a lot of the drivers are still in shock. I think a lot of the fans are still in shock, even watching the race this weekend. And they did the whole like opening ceremony where they like held space for him and everything. It was like weird to wrap your head around that it like he's actually gone. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it
just sad
I
all
think it's
around.
like I was listening today to I think it was on the teardown, and I think it was Jeff Gluck talking about like how different it is when you see an accident happen on track or something and you like tragically lose a driver through that. It's like almost easier for your brain to comprehend because it's like so right in front of you, like the dangers of racing. But this is a sneaky
Yeah.
danger of racing, I think, which is that these drivers, sometimes the competitiveness of racing takes a toll on their health outside of the car. And I
hmm
really hope that this is also like, obviously, after the mourning period and the grieving period, a continuation of Kyle Busch's legacy is like how can we confront these issues that are clearly present in the racing community? I mean,
hmm
all of the drivers talked about times that they have ignored sickness, ignored their health issues, and have not been able to heal like they needed to because of just the pressures of racing. And I think that's a conversation for maybe a later time, but I hope it's a conversation that doesn't go without addressing.
Uh-huh. I completely agree. And like the stigma around men seeking medical help, I think
Yeah.
that's also something we have to like look dead in the eye and ration
Yeah.
with now.
Yeah. So obviously, like, a little bit of a different tone for us to start off with at Lapsdown. We still have lots of racing to talk about, but I think it was really touching to see all of the ways that he was remembered this weekend. And I hope that Kyle Busch would be happy with how his like memory was honored in the biggest weekend in racing. And I think going forward, there's so many other ways that his legacy will be remembered in NASCAR, but this is just a small part of it. So, with that, we can talk about racing. Racing, it happened. There was rain that wanted it very much to not happen. The rain, all three races, which, by the way, this is what Formula One gets for moving from Monaco to Canada, because they were like, so the same rainstorms that are going to hit Indianapolis and Charlotte very well could also take out Canada.
Yeah, no shit.
And I was like,
Sherlock.
y'all are idiots. Idiots.
It's like,
yeah.
It is kind of a beautiful thing, though, because as much as it seems like these drivers are defying the laws of gravity and physics, Mother Nature is still that bitch.
No, she really is that bitch. She was refusing to be ignored. Formula One maybe got away with it the most out of all the racing series. But first of all, let's talk about Formula One. This is the first time that they broadcasted the Formula One race on not only Apple TV, but also Netflix, which I need somebody to explain to me how that came about, considering those are competing streaming services. Go ahead.
Can I say something? Actually, you broke this news to me as I was reading this document. I had no idea that happened.
They started the race by being like, and welcome to our Netflix audience as well. Like, we're so excited you guys are here. And they said something of like, it's like DTS, but it's in real life. That's what the commentators said.
You're not funny. Dude, I hate the F1 commentators. Like, after watching, like, NASCAR on Prime and, like, the IndyCar, I'm like, the IndyCar. After watching the IndyCar.
You guys are familiar.
I'm like, oh, God, you guys are so fucking drab. Like, everything they say, I'm like they made a joke. I don't even remember what it was, but I was like, that's not funny unless you're English. Like, it's just not funny.
Do you think it's like, even though it is a European sport, do you think that they need an American voice? Do you think that they get a little too carried away with the Englishness?
I don't even think they do. I think you could 100% have like just DC in there all the time, and it'd be like, oh, okay. So like, we can have fun here.
We can have fun here. Yeah, no, they were like, it's like DTS but real life. But I was so confused because I'm like, literally, first of all, Netflix and Apple TV could not be more of like obvious competitors in the streaming space. So I'm like, what sort of deal does Apple TV strike here where they're like okay with it being on Netflix? Because you would think that that would be literally the opposite of what they would want. Also, why Canada? Apparently only select races are going to be on Netflix. This isn't like an every weekend thing. It's like select races. They're going to just air on Netflix. And I'm like, Canada, I guess. Okay. I mean, like, it was a good race.
Internationally, or is it just Netflix, like
US?
North America?
I don't know.
Because like, it would make sense if it was just, well, it would make sense if it was just like US, Canada, and Mexico to put Canada on there. Because like, you're not going to be casually watching Netflix at 3 a.m. to watch like China or something.
I just was like, okay. Paired that with like the fact that they also have like weird random races that are going to be in IMAX theaters. Like, I'm like, F1 is so weird with like the partnerships that they strike. I'm just like, sure.
It seems like, and I'm not here to call a girl out when she's struggling, but it seems like we're losing our identity a little bit.
Makes you think. I do think it's interesting. Like, they like went behind a paywall in a way that they didn't previously, because ESPN, most people have ESPN if they have any sort of cable package. Now, obviously, if you don't have cable, you couldn't watch F1. But for a while
that's how I became an F1 fan. I accidentally watched it one weekend. Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously that's not going to happen anymore. But then they're like delving even deeper and they're being like, okay, should we try to capture this DTS audience? But I'm like, DTS isn't very popular anymore. Like, you should have done that 4 years ago. Yeah.
You guys are stupid and dumb.
And then the IMAX one is super funny to me because, I mean, I guess Miami turned out to be pretty good. I
That
heard some
was
people that
sick.
enjoyed it, right? But
Yeah.
like the other ones that they picked, I'm like Monaco and IMAX. Okay, I
Oh, did they?
guess. Apparently Monaco is
What
going to be an
would be
IMAX, and
fun
then there's like
for?
a couple weirdo random ones.
I feel like Mexico would be fun to watch in IMAX.
Yeah, because that track is like beautiful. I would
Yeah.
totally watch that in IMAX. I think like Brazil would be sick as fuck in IMAX because
Oh
Brazil's like a
yeah.
banger. You know what I mean? I don't remember all the tracks that they're doing in IMAX, but the only people that are going to do that are people that are already F1 fans. So it's not going to bring in new fans. Like nobody's going to go to IMAX to watch a sport they've never watched before.
It would make it's just like they fuck up so much of the timing. It would make sense to do this IMAX thing right after the F1 movie came out.
Right, because it's like, remember when you sat in this seat and watched Sunny Hayes? Guess what? You can do it
Yeah.
again.
Like you can kind of go off of whatever.
Whatever.
You guys are
Whatever,
killing
F1.
me.
Whatever. Apparently, they also had a sprint race this weekend. Nobody remembered that was happening, by the way.
I
I
did
saw like
not.
5 different content creators be like, wait, this weekend's a sprint weekend? I was like, that's interesting. Probably not good. It was moderately interesting in the way of the sprint qualifying was basically exactly the lineup that you got for actual qualifying, which
Hmm.
is I think an issue with sprint weekend where it's like, okay, so is this just how qualifying is going to look tomorrow? And they're like, yes. I'm like, okay, interesting. Glad we got that out of the way already, then, basically. Kimmy and George, though, did battle it out. Kimmy kind of got ran off the track a couple times. He was frustratingly close to George at one corner. Looked like he might have gotten to the apex first. Kind of got ran off the track by George. Started like kind of crashing out in like a very teenager esque sort of way. Like literally on the radio, they were like, Kimmy, please. Kimmy, we understand. George ends up winning. Interestingly, though, there was no investigation after the race. So the two Mercedes were just like fucking each other off the track. And the FIA, I guess, because there was no complaints from Mercedes, they're not going to complain on themselves and get one of their drivers a penalty. It just like went unaddressed. What do you think about this? Like, if it's teammate on teammate battle, it seems like the FIA is less likely to do something about penalties.
I think it really sucks for whoever was in third.
He was probably like, I'm
Fuck.
really interested with what's happening up there. It looks like really illegal. Who
Dang
did come in
it.
third? It looks hella illegal to me. I don't know.
It looked like a 10-second penalty, at least. If not a disqualification.
Oh God, who is this stupid? Okay, here's the actual whatever. Here's the actual fucking podium. Nobody cares. What's a girl got to do to find out who the sprint podium is? Huh?
There is no
Dude,
podium.
the F1 whoa, the F1 like socials are so active. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, the podium. Oh, Lando Norris came in second. So I forgot. Lando benefited from the
Oh.
fighting and he got around Kimmy. So it was George in first, Lando in second,
So
Kimmy in third. So like Lando
it's
would
your
have
own
loved for
repercussions.
George to get a penalty because then he would have won the sprint.
Sure. I don't know. I do kind of feel like you probably should have at least pretended like you were investigating. But then when they deemed it like no penalty, they'd have to have a reason, which I'm sure they
They
didn't.
didn't. Yeah, no. Because they have like that bullshit Apex rule. And like it's so weird because from one onboard, it looks like George got to the Apex first. And from like another onboard, it looks like Kimmy did. So both drivers feel like they're in the right. Nobody really knows. And so the FIA was like, this seems hard. Oh, I don't want to do it. And they were like, do I have to? And Toto was like, no. And they're like, yes. He said we don't have
Like
to.
it's
He
a
said he doesn't even
sprint.
care.
Nothing ever. Dude, I have one hair that's longer than the others. Wait, what if I just.
Please don't. Please don't. I'll call the
No,
cops.
just keep talking. Just keep talking.
No, we're gonna watch you do it. If you're gonna cut your hair on the fucking podcast, for our audio listeners, MJ has a hair that's slightly longer. You guys know what it's like, Bob life.
Bob life.
Oh my
Dude,
god,
this might be.
do the audio listeners even know you got a haircut?
Audio listeners, I got a haircut. I have Bob.
She's got a bob now, if you're interested.
I
She's
can't find
gonna
my
cut
scissors.
it. Okay, and that's probably for the best, right?
No, I can't find my scissors.
We
This is
don't
the
need to
worst day of
do
my
this right
life.
now.
If
MJ,
I find
please.
them. If I find them.
We'll cut our hair later, please. Okay, let's talk about the F1 race. So, cut to the starting grid. It's a little bit rainy. Not all the track is wet, but the rumor is from the commentators, parts of the track were wet. So we see a couple different. God, what is your problem? Are we happy now?
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
One lucky subscriber to our YouTube will get MJ's hair sent to them in an envelope. If you guys are interested, be sure to subscribe on YouTube. Anywho, so we see the McLarens on intermediate tires because they think the track is still pretty wet. We saw the Ferraris, the Mercedes, the Red Bulls, basically everybody else on soft tires. So I immediately was like, hey, McLaren babes, I think you guys fucked up. What do you think about taking a gamble but using both of your cars to do so? It's so annoying when they do this. It's
so
like
McLaren to do that.
Yeah, just hedge your put different tires on the two cars. It's not like they're fighting for a driver's championship.
Well, but you can't treat them differently. You have to treat them equally. Just the dichotomy of McLaren and their drivers versus Mercedes, who's fully is whoever survives the race wins. I don't care what you do out there. Someone bring home the hardware. It's and then so McLaren funny that we went from last year to this year.
McLaren is like, okay, so we did fuck both of you, but it was both of you, and that's good, right?
At least we got fucked together as a family.
As a family, papaya rules. Yeah, it's just so laughable. Oscar immediately on the formation lap is like, so you guys fucked me, didn't you?
Yeah, that was so funny.
They were like, we did fuck you a little bit. And he's like, so can I get unfucked right away? And they're like, no, you do have to suffer for at least a lap or two. And he's like, sure. Okay. No, that's what I thought you guys might say. That's fine. Whatever. They do an extra formation lap. I watched it, I rewinded it. That's why I was late recording this, because I was like, I have to figure out why they did this extra formation lap. I couldn't figure it out based on watching. They just did an extra one. And then on the extra one, Arvid Lindblad's car, dies. So then now he's on the grid. So now they got to, wheel him off. So they're like, I think we need another formation lap. And I was like, that's not how formation laps work. Just wait until we get this shit figured out. What are we doing here?
They had to scooch him back. They were like, everyone has to move. We have to get Arvid off the grid.
Can I mention too, while this is happening, we have a group chat. Some people are watching Canada and texting oh my God, they're doing extra formation laps and the McLarens are fucked, blah, blah, blah. At this point, I'm coming to terms with a 5-lap shootout at the Indy 500. I'm literally going through hell and back. And I'm good to know F1 is up to something over there, whatever the fuck they're up to. They're so funny. Do you think that they were scared of all the audience paying too much attention to the Indy 500 that they were like, can we do another formation lap?
What if we the numbers are really low, guys.
Yeah.
Really
the viewership
low.
Is ass.
They're for some reason, Marcus Armstrong is leading the Indy 500. So if we could actually take one more formation lap, I think that'd be pretty helpful.
I think that'd be good. I think we should do that. So they finally get started. The first incident that we have is Oscar running into Alex Albon.
The fuck
Oscar
was that?
Oscar at this point is already so you guys fucked me. I'm behind a Williams. Sure.
I'm going to take it out on Alex.
Yeah, so he takes it out on Alex. And whatever, they don't show us the replay for the longest time. And then later in the race, Oscar ends up having an issue that comes back to when he fully impaled the side of Alex Albon. So they finally show us the replay full screen. And it's so funny. I have to point out that the commentators, they're like, so it looks like Oscar just rammed into the side of Alex Albon, but it's actually Alex Albon's fault because he is super fucking slow. They were like, Oscar didn't even want to take him out. He's just so slow and in the way. And I couldn't believe how they managed to victim blame Alex Albon for this. Like,
Dude,
I literally was like, what a spin. I never would have seen this coming.
free that man. Free him from F1. Get ready to learn ovals.
Alex Albon. Alex Albon, honey. Have you ever thought about Indy next?
No, even better. You are now driving the JGR number 19. Congratulations.
Get out there. You know what I mean? Like, get ready to learn ovals. We can't keep you here anymore. This is miserable to watch. But yeah, I just couldn't believe that they managed to victim blame Alex Albon. I think Alex Albon should get to punch one person in the face per every 5 to 6 races. I think that like that's a fair amount.
Yeah.
And I think Julian Palmer, you're up first, unfortunately, because the fact that you were like he's actually just slow and in the way is horrible, and you shouldn't talk
That's
about
also
him
just
like
like
that.
not how racing works. You just like
get to
can't
do that.
demolish the Julian. Please, are you new here? Sir, are
Are
you
you
new
new
here?
here? Are you new here? They did give Oscar a penalty, though. Do you think that the punishment was enough, or do you think he deserves more?
I think they should have made him stop on the track and said, "Alex, go get him."
I think it should have turned Demolition Derby, and Alex, like his car was already fucked. He should have gotten to fuck Oscar's car completely.
I
Like
think
neither
so,
of them
too.
scored points, so like let's just destroy like Zach Brown's pocketbook at this point. Like let's just fuck this car. Demolition Derby, let's go.
I like that.
Yeah. Okay, so obviously at the front we have the two McLarens. We have started referring to them as the battling silver arrows again. The commentators fully have bought into this. They're like the battling. What did I say?
McLarens.
Oh, well, that's actually their fault for also having an M in their name. So if you think about it,
It's their fault for being slow.
They've started referring to the Mercedes as the battling silver arrows once again. And I have to say, battling they are. Okay, we have lots of Kimi and George wheel to wheel across this weekend, as we have many weekends now. I have to give credit where credit is due. This teammate battle is so much more entertaining than anything McLaren gave us last year, because they actually qualify 1-2 and then they battle each other for the lead. That just was never happening last year. I felt like there was always some rando that would qualify between the two McLarens, and then we like hardly ever got wheel to wheel. And then when we did, it was just like they're going to crash.
They're allowed to battle.
Yeah.
Although, can I say, I deserve my flowers for saying that Kimi can't do wheel to wheel combat.
Okay, you deserve your flowers because you think he cannot, and he has.
I said
that
that
has been proven correct
last year.
Okay,
I said that last year, and you were like, "Do you think you can say that about him?" And I was like, "Yeah, I do.
I just did." Oh, this looks better.
I just did.
Sorry, I fixed my light while you were talking. I just clicked a different button. I guess I don't know. Sorry, I don't look like I have the sepia filter anymore.
Dang it!
No, I don't. I don't know. Maybe I. It's hard with Kimi because I think you're right that he can't do wheel to wheel, but he does also such a good job with making. Are you trying to put the sepia filter on you now? You're so annoying. 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 I think it's like so crazy how he still, even though he's not good at wheel to wheel, manages to like make George look like he's caught with his pants down all the time. Stop.
Do you remember that those Australian content creators who filmed George in the bathroom?
I'm remembering that right now as you bring it up. What is that? Is that because I said something about pants down?
How is his pants down? And I was like, whatever happened to them? Because I don't think the appropriate action was taken, which is jail.
I would like it to be jail. I don't think it's jail, though.
No, I don't think so either.
I don't think it was jail. That sucks. Can we revisit jail? Can we like double jeopardy, try them again? Like what about that, guys?
What
do you think?
Yeah, I think we should. But you were right. You're right that sometimes I think it's the thing like playing strategy games with people who don't know what they're doing, or like playing poker with someone who's playing for the first time. it's like even the
You don't know
most
if they're
expert
bluffing.
poker player has a hard time playing against someone who's new because it's like, what fucking strategy are you using? And then Kimmy's over here like, I don't know,
Yeah, because
race
like
fast.
they often highlight that Kimmy is trying to do overtakes in parts of the track that nobody else
That
is
you
trying to do
can't.
overtakes in. And
Yeah.
normally you would be like, whoa, he's a god. And part of me like wants to buy into that hype because it's fun. But if you're George, you're like, hey, Bucko, I've been fucking driving on this track for a decade. Nobody's ever done that stupid ass
It's
move
funny.
once.
I think it's like 50-50. I think it's half rookie, half like he's on a different level, but I think they're kind of leveling each other out right now.
It's also frustrating because obviously this is like one of George's best tracks. Like he's really good at Canada. So imagine how frustrated he is when he has a mechanical problem and his car dies on the side of the track completely. Nothing to do with him. He's battling it fully for the lead with Kimmy. It's a great battle. And then we have his car just, you hear the power unit just completely choke. He's on the side of the road. What I found interesting was he gets out after he throws his headrest and he like pounds the top of his car. He got in trouble. The marshals said that him throwing his headrest made it hard for them because then they had to go pick up the headrest and the little piece. And then like he was being disrespectful. I think he like kind of apologized to the marshals, but people were making jokes that when things don't go his way, he lashes out
Lashes
in
out.
violence and anger. What do you think? First of all, what do you think about his mechanical failure? But then also, what do you think about his reaction?
The mechanical failure. Look, and I'm not a conspiratorialist, but
Okay, right.
I think
That's a
Papa
word.
Toto.
Oh,
I think he's chosen a favorite.
whoa.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. You really think that
Peepaw.
he would do that? You think Paul Toto would do that?
I do. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's insane.
As for the throwing of the thing,
Okay.
I look. We can't be throwing shit on a hot track. We
But there was a
can't.
caution. There was already a
It
caution
doesn't
out.
matter. Do you remember when those caterers walked through Arlington?
This is not the same thing. I think
You
he
don't.
should be
He
able
could
to
have hit a
throw
stray
things.
caterer. He could have.
I think he should be allowed to throw things.
No, you can't throw things, George. Those are not nice hands. That is not a green choice.
I think he should be allowed to. That's so unfair. He was already dealing with this fuck ass teenager, and now this fuck ass teenager is winning the championship, and then Paul Toto's rigging it for this fucking adolescent
Yeah, but you can't throw things.
doofus.
Hit somebody. You know? Be normal about it.
Punch.
Turn to violence, you know? You can't be throwing things. But like the fact that he like set down his steering wheel, but yet threw his headrest was really funny to me. I was like, he knows what the expensive part
He
is.
knows bounds. He knows bounds. You know what I mean? Like he's angry, but not that angry.
No,
While
I
we're
get the
talking
penalty. What?
No, I don't get it. I don't get it. I think.
Yes, you
Do you want F1 to be interesting? Do you want F1 to be interesting? Yes or no?
I mean, it really hasn't been for the most of the years I've been watching it. So like,
Let him throw some shit. I think it's interesting.
you can throw it, but you're gonna get in trouble. Don't roll
Pay
your
a
eyes
fine.
at me.
Let him pay a fine, but no.
What did he get?
I don't know. Probably just a fine.
Jail.
Fuck, he's in jail. No.
Now.
Now.
He's in Canadian jail. Now.
Actually, of all of the
With Mike Myers. Not that he would be in jail.
Okay, he was fined 5,000 euros. Yeah, no, that's fair.
I think that's totally
That's
fine.
fine.
Totally fine.
Yep. No,
that's not even a
good.
real penalty. Yeah. No, that's good.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, that's like just like, you know, enough to pay all my bills for a month. But like for him, it's like nothing. So it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Let him fucking throw the headrest. Whatever. I wanted to talk real quick while we brought up Kimmy being an adolescent and a child. There's this hilarious thing that's been happening. So he wears this like choker that has like a shark tooth on it, which I think is so funny because I'm like, it like he wears this choker necklace that has a shark tooth on it. And apparently Kimmy has been wearing it for like years. It's in like all his fucking pictures. I think it's funny that he cosplays like he's like a surfer kid despite he's like from Italy. Like he like does this all the time, like the hang loose shit. And then he like has this like fucking weird like beachy choker.
He watches Surf's Up once and he's like, that's my culture.
No, do you see this necklace that I'm talking about?
I do. I guess I have seen it, but my brain just like skips over it.
So you know what's funny is that it didn't used to be a choker. People like
No,
posted
I
like a
see that.
progression over the years. Over the years, his like neck has gotten bigger because he's like been in all this racing, and it's like now like a choker, but it used to be just like a normal
No.
necklace. At what
Kimmy, can I
point does
tell you
he need to cut
something?
it off?
No, I don't think you should cut it off. I used to have a bigger neck. I did. And so I would have to buy necklace extenders. I think you should just get one of those. Get yourself a
I had
necklace
no idea.
extender, girl. There's
I had
nothing to
no
be
idea.
ashamed of.
I had no idea this is something that you were facing, Andrea.
I did
You,
used to have to wear necklace
I had no idea you had a big ass
especially
neck.
like 2016 when like chokers were a thing. It wouldn't be a choker. It was like I looked like Anne
Mm.
Boleyn. Like I was getting actively
Oh,
decapitated.
okay. Can I say maybe I have kind of a bigger neck because I can't wear hoodies because I feel like I'm being choked. And I don't think that that's normal. I think maybe I
I
have a
have
big
that
neck.
issue too. I have that issue too. I mean,
Comment
honestly, you and I
comment
both
below.
kind of have like the same like shoulder neck situation. So maybe we
Comment
both
below.
have.
Do we have big necks? I think I do. I think I do. I think I'm
Don't
like
comment
a
that. Do
we
not
also talked
comment
about
below if I have a big neck.
okay, you can comment on my neck. I asked for it. Also, we talked about how neither of us have shoulder blades. We both have
We
like very
don't, or
rounded
like,
shoulders.
yeah, I have shoulder blades, like I have, but like,
But like we don't have
like straps fall down, like
yeah.
backpacks fall down. Guys,
It,
you guys don't understand the struggle that Andrea and I go through on a day to day basis.
do you think this is why people keep mistaking us for each other? Because they see
Yes,
our big ass necks and our lack of shoulders and they go,
they're
I don't know
like,
which one it
oh,
is.
it's the laps down host with the dainty little petite ass shoulders and the thick throbbing neck. Oh, but which one is that?
It could be either of them. For fuck's sake. Oh god, this episode. Um so George should be allowed to commit crimes. That's fine. What did Hajar do? Hajar not allowed to commit crime?
No, he moved twice under braking allegedly in front of a Charlie, and so they said
Pause.
10 seconds.
Do you only refer to Charles Leclerc as Charlie now, or
I've started to.
I like Chuck.
Chuck. Did you ever watch that
Chuck
TV show?
Leclerc. What TV show? Chuck? No,
Chuck.
I've never heard of it. What is that? That's the name
Did
of
you
the
not have
show?
cable as a kid?
I
Broke.
don't know. My like literally all my mom ever was watching was anything crime scene related.
Oh God.
So if it didn't have somebody fucking dying, and then no, I never watched it. No, I've never seen
Okay,
this.
that's fair.
Good for Chuck, I guess. I don't know. Looks
Yeah,
like a great show. I don't know.
it's fine.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, I was just wondering.
No, thank you for asking. Um, that's unfortunate that Hajar is not allowed to commit crimes.
There's something up with that kid. Keep an eye on him.
And what do we mean by that, MJ?
There's just something about him. I
Is
don't
it like
know.
good, bad? Like, what do we mean by that?
Oh, it's something I'm monitoring.
She's monitoring the situation, guys. She's got like fucking 4 monitors up, just watching like fucking Isaac Hajar highlights.
Something's up with that fella. I don't know.
Do you think that he's still suffering from the second seat curse, or do you think he's broken it?
I don't think anything that's happening to him right now is a curse. Are you painting your nails?
No, I was putting on cuticle oil.
Oh, um, yeah. I think everything that's happened to him has been not everything, but I do think we've seen a few like driver errors this year that it's like, is that a curse or is that just
Is that
a
just
driver
you?
error? Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still young. He just got here.
he's like literally a baby.
I miss Yuki though.
I do miss Yuki. Can't wait till you go to IndyCar. Lando
Mm.
retires with a car issue.
He just
Um,
fucking shuts off.
it just shuts off. He just pulls off. There's no caution. Nothing. He just is like, I keep calling it caution. I mean yellow flag. Sorry, this is not
Oh,
NASCAR.
yeah, they call it a caution, do they? And
No, God, I'm so NASCAR
I
brain,
just,
bro.
it's just so hard. We just know so many languages that, like, sometimes they blend together.
we're trilingual.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah, he just pulls off and gives up and apparently immediately gets a fucking plane to Canada, which we'll talk about later. But he's like, man, this shit sucks. Goodbye. He's like, whatever. Don't even care. They do show like him walking back to the paddock, and he had to like walk through like a massive crowd of people, and he is just giggling it up. Like he does not
Dude,
give a fuck.
no, he did a really good job of not freaking the fuck out during that because I think I would have been like, let someone carry me,
Get somebody help me. You guys got a
please.
helicopter. You can airlift me, please. It's really
Also,
scary down
guys,
here.
you need to be more chill.
Who? Just call him
The
out.
people who were crowding around the discarded driver.
Discarded driver.
That's what he was. He was discarded.
I think you're probably right there. I think people probably could have actually you've been here before. You know what I mean? Like snap a little picture from a distance, be like, whoa, it was so cool. Lando is like
Yeah,
right by where I was sitting, and then like move on, please. Please.
please.
Yeah, we're like just not like other girls. Like we would have been like, oh, is that Lando? Like you, I probably wouldn't even care.
I would have been
Yeah.
like sitting there reading the formula book, and I've been like, oh, I,
I didn't even know there was a race.
oh my god, this
Not
isn't
like
my
other girls.
usual. I'm usually in the garage.
Yep, he goes, I designed the cars. I'm Adrian Newey. I'm Adriana Newey.
Adriana Newey. I'm his daughter. This is suddenly an
That's
Adrian Newey daughter ex Lando Norris fan fiction. I don't even care about
and
F1 that much.
honestly, if I say I would be interested in reading it, does that make me a bad person?
No,
Um
I would read it. Like the Tony Stark
yeah,
daughter
whatever.
ex Spider-Man. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get it.
yeah, that's fine. Poor Checo, his car like falls apart. I forget that
Yeah.
Cadillacs are there sometimes. Can I say that?
No, literally, when they say there's 22 cars, actually, it's not Cadillac I forget about. It's Audi.
I forget about them too. I don't. Yeah,
I
what are you
forget
guys
about
doing
those.
back there?
I forget about those motherfuckers so hard. You guys would be amazed. But dude, Checo, like his wheel just like literally explodes, and they're like, I don't know why I did that. And they're like, oh, he probably hit something, and then didn't show us any footage of him ever doing anything. So I'm like, you guys, until he is proven guilty, leave my man's name out your freaking mouth.
Can we not just assume that his wheel exploded with no outside forces? Because I can assume that very easily. Like that's probably
It's
what
a
happened.
Cadillac, dude. It's just preparing for Colton Herta.
Yeah, they're prepping the wheel exploding feature for when Colton gets in. The fucking wheel mysterious exploding feature is gonna get a lot of use when Colton Hurt is in that car, guys.
Oh, Colton.
So there was some debris on track, and so they call like a virtual safety
Debris.
car, and they send a marshal out to pick it up. And I would love to know what you thought about this. He picks it up and he dives in through the wall. Like it was so good.
It was so good, so unnecessary. You didn't need to do all that, but it was so good.
If you were a marshal, would you go out on track and pick up the thing, or would you be too nervous?
I would do it, but the whole time I would be screaming. I'd be going, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me, don't hit me.
I feel like I would be so scared to be like those marshals in Mexico last year that just fully walked onto a hot track. I would like be like, "Are you sure I can go out there?" They'd be like, "Andrea, do we have to like fucking red flag it? Like, go pick it up." And I'd be like, "Are you sure though that the cars aren't going to come by?"
I'm nervous. Did
Are
they
you
say
sure?
I could? Did they say
Who
that I
said
could go
that?
out?
Did Stefano Domenicali, the president of
Was I
F1,
like,
did he say I could go out there, or who was it really?
was I invited? Like, did they invite me specifically? Or do you just know that it's happening and then you're inviting me? Did they invite me or are you inviting me?
Am I like a plus one? Be honest, guys.
Do they even
Be
want me there?
honest.
Do they know about me? Do they know I'm coming? Did you tell them I was coming?
They'd be like, okay, well, we already picked it up, so thanks for that, I guess.
Okay, well, Valtteri Bottas just ran over it, so it's over.
So, and you activated the wheel exploding feature again. So, so for the last like 20 laps of the race, we have an awesome battle between Verstappen and Hamilton. I love it when they let the old guys go at it. I think it's fun, makes them feel alive. You know what I mean? It's so
It's
good.
It was good.
It's good. I'm like,
F1 is so back.
Fuck it.
This was a good race. I had a good time.
I had a good time too. I like it when everybody hates the car. Everybody says it's shit. None of the drivers like it, but then they're like out there still fucking fighting for the lead. So I'm like,
NASCAR.
I don't know.
That's what it is. It's we're watching NASCAR.
We're watching NASCAR. We got people throwing shit. We got everybody complaining about the car. We got the old guys still going at it for old time's sake. This is NASCAR. Congratulations. If you guys like this, you would love NASCAR. You guys would love it. Tune in. So we have our podium. We have Kimi, Lewis, Max. I think Max needed this. That he was giving like girl who's gonna be okay. Like he really was like, wow.
I know.
Wow, this was fun, guys. We should do this again next week.
Got it.
Yeah, that was fun. That was really fun, guys. We should do it again sometime. And Lewis is like, yeah, we're so back, dude. We are literally so back. And then they have a child up there who they were very sweet to. They like picked him up and put him on their shoulders on the podium. And they were like, hip, hip, hooray, with like this little child that they've adopted. That's honestly, I believe in my heart of hearts, like that's Kimi's biological parents.
You think it's Lewis and
Max?
Max?
Yeah. Some people have argued like George is his biological mother. Some people have argued that Fernando is in here somehow. But no, Fernando already has a son, and that's Gabriel Bortoleto. That's his real life son.
I think it is George and Max.
You think it's George and Max?
I'm saying that, and George is the mom because he's hands-on, and you can tell by the way, like, he's very emotionally invested and gets frustrated and has, like, emotional outbursts. And Max is, like, absent, but, like, every time he's around him, he's, like, the good guy, you know? Yeah. He's like, it's all right, kid. It's fine. Yeah. It's all good. So and that's Lewis my is the prognosis.
Lewis is the dad that stepped up. He's the stepdad.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's George's, like, long-term boyfriend from like before he met Max, that they've like rekindled afterwards. So it's like, yeah, dad's always been around, but
they have two like failed marriages, so they're not interested in like getting married. It's just kind of like a long-term, like live-in boyfriend sort of situation. I think like George and Kimi, that is a relationship between a 16-year-old girl and her mother if I've ever seen one. The fighting is through the roof, but they love each other. They just are too much alike.
100%. You guys are going to work it out in a few years, and then you're going to be, like, calling each other every day as you're driving home from work. Yeah. Like, you're going to be fine, girls.
You're going to be fine, girls. So, Kimi, you put here, thank you for doing the math, has a 43-point lead over George in the championship. Is it so over for George?
No.
Are we so up for Kimi?
No. And that's the best part is I think they're both going to fuck each other over like a few more times.
They'll get their lick back. Yeah. So it was funny because Lando, he leaves the track giggling and smiling up a storm. Just doesn't really give a shit about anything. The next day, all of our IndyCar media folks are posting, this motherfucker's at IMS. I don't know how the fuck he got there or why he was there.
He made it there like while Fro was still doing media.
I don't think it was the same day, was it? I think it was the next morning.
I don't think so. I think he was there by the end of the day.
Oh, well, he was definitely there by the end of the day because he went to a bar with Connor Daly and Daniel Ricciardo. So maybe you're right. Maybe he was just there while like Fro was very still doing media. Yeah. That's so crazy. What the hell?
Helicopters are so fast.
They're so fast. Where do you come from?
Whoa.
Then the morning after, he is doing laps around IMS. It was supposed to be he was in the passenger seat, but Nathan Brown posted a sneaky little driver change where him and Tony Kanaan switched spots so Lando could drive the McLaren around the
Oh,
IMS,
really?
not the Indy car, like a road car. It was supposed to be like
Yeah.
Lando's not driving and Tony Kanaan was just giving him like hot laps, and then
Tony's,
sneakily
yeah.
they,
Tony was like,
yeah.
all right, kid, don't tell your mom, but I'll let you drive.
He's like, just don't crash it. um, so like Lando did some laps around the track in a road car. He did like a full media session. I don't understand how the fuck this came to be, but I see like all these people
Don't
in IndyCar
know.
media. They were like all like on like the stage, and Lando's doing like a full media session. Sure, I guess. And then they
Okay.
made Lando like go do a bunch of shit around the Aero McLaren facility, like just fully hanging out. Get ready to learn ovals, Lando. I don't know. People were kind of like, he seems like he is like not opposed to the idea. The answer is not no, like it is with Max, where it's like, I'm
It,
not fucking doing that shit.
well, in the way he sounded in media, IndyCar media, that's crazy,
Because
was
sure, why
he
not?
did mention, he's like, I love racing in general. Like, I would love to try other series, and I just have to be like, wow, that car is so ass that Lando's like, maybe I should open myself up to other opportunities.
And the other opportunities is another ass car at the Indy 500.
Yeah,
We'll talk about that later. But the opportunities are also grim and really sad. That would be
yeah.
crazy. Would you? I have to say, I'm not obviously a Lando fan. If you've been watching the show for any amount of time, obviously an Oscar Piastri fan. I think like Lando at times annoyed me in his championship fight. I think I just like kind of like hard ass drivers. Like that's just the type of driver I like, and he's not a hard ass. I think though my respect for Lando would go through the roof if he somehow managed to get himself in an Indy car in the next 5 years. I think that like any dislike I have for Lando, I could put aside and be like, that's pretty fucking cool.
I
I
agree.
still don't like your dad though. Your dad's a weirdo. Don't bring him to IMS.
Don't bring him here. Nobody invi-
don't
nobody invited him.
don't come to my house.
I think it'd be
I
cool.
Yeah. What do you think? I want to know. Like, what do you think about, like, could Lando even do the Indy 500? Like, like, do you think he has it in him?
Last year I would have said no.
Okay.
I think this year I have a little bit more faith in him to
Mm,
do it. Um, he also had a really good start. I don't know if we acknowledged that in
he
F1.
did.
He had a really good start, but then like
Do you remember
obviously
when he was, do you
McLaren.
remember when he was bad at those?
Yeah, I do. That was really fun. Um, I thought that was really funny how ass he was at them. I think I think he could. The only issue is would they put him in a McLaren?
Yes, absolutely. They would put him in a McLaren. I think that
Yeah,
they would
so
put
I
him in that
think
fourth McLaren.
if I
And
know anything about the fourth McLaren at the Indy 500, he's not going to be finishing the double.
no. What's frustrating to me too is that F1, apparently the conflict with Canada will not be happening in the future. It's just the way the calendar turned out this year. They said that next year it's not going to be a conflict. And there's even rumors that like there could be a year in the coming future where there's no F1 race on the weekend of the Indy 500, which I'm also like, that's crazy, but whatever. It doesn't matter though, because he would not be able to do all of the necessary month of May that he would need to do, because he would have Miami the first week of May when we literally have Indy 500 testing and, mind you, the rookie orientation and stuff like that. There's no way like he could do both.
Couldn't he? Aren't they allowed to do um, rookie testing at another time?
I don't know. You're the one
Like,
that
I think the
opens the rule
car.
book sometimes.
Yeah, that's true. Um, well, yeah. So what he would have to do, hear me out. So what he would
Okay.
have to do is, wouldn't he have to compete in a race outside of the Indy 500, like between the two Indy 500s, like an oval race, wouldn't that mean he doesn't have to do the rookie? Oh, but he'd have to do the refresher. No, that's a great
Yeah,
point.
he'd have to do
I'm glad you brought
something.
that up.
Get ready to
I
do
think
Phoenix. Get ready to do Phoenix, Lando.
Dude, Phoenix was so good. I was thinking about that the other day. I think IndyCar would find a way to make it happen if it was a
Yeah,
possibility. They would find a way to make sure that we had, because I think not having bump day this year. Thankfully, we had the rain delay, so it was all like fuck ass anyways. But
right.
I think we could scare IndyCar into not having a bump day enough that they're like, fuck it, we'll find a way for Lando to do it.
I think Lando
YOLO.
would. I think Lando would only do it if there was no bump day. I think Zach Brown will not
Oh,
potentially have what happened to Fernando Alonso getting bumped, whatever, happen again. I think that that's an interesting thing that could happen in the coming years
hmm.
if we don't have a bump day for the Indy 500 is we see more people that are risk adverse but still want to do the 500 interested. Like a Catherine Legg, who
But
this
then,
year I felt like kind of did the double because she was like, oh, sick, there's no bump day, I'm in.
well, I think that's the reason they
Elf.
were so adamant into getting her into the Indy 500. They're like, okay,
Yeah.
absolutely, like we don't have a bump day anyways, like might as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. I guess I don't know.
Could you imagine it's like bump day and it's like Jacob Abel versus Lando Norris or some shit? And it's like, okay, okay. Yeah, no, we can do this. That's fine, I guess.
Sure. Why not?
Get out there. Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. I don't know. Keep your eye on this space. Get ready to learn ovals, Lando. Um, Also, I wanted to shout out Max Verstappen. Came to the media center after F1. First thing he says, "Who won the Indy 500?" Max, you know how to win my heart. I love you dearly. You sway me. I wonder what he thought of that. He follows, I think, Fro on Instagram. They're both girl dads
Nice.
now. Anyways, do we want to talk about IndyCar? We kind of had a big race to talk about.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
What's this first point you put on our?
I want
Um,
you to guess what Felix Rosenquist's first name is.
if I had to guess, I would probably guess Felix.
Hmm, you'd be wrong.
Where did you learn this? And what's
On
his first name?
Wikipedia. Carl.
No, it's not. Shut the hell up. Why is his name Carl?
With a K.
What?
I don't know if it's true. It's on multiple different sites, though. I don't know
What
if
the
that's just what the
fuck?
internet says. Because I was looking up,
And nobody
someone
told me
was
this.
someone was talking about how he used to drive for Mahindra. So I was looking up his like Wikipedia to see like the timeline of him driving for Mahindra, and it said Carl Felix Rosenquist, and I was like, "Is that my friend Carl Felix?"
That's crazy. I had no idea. Does it
Yeah.
explain anywhere that he
No.
doesn't like that or anything?
I wonder if it's a
Dude,
family name. You think so? He goes by Felix instead of
maybe.
Carl.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't like it or something. I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
crazy. Wow, I had no idea. That was a fun little tidbit. Was that your fun fact, or did you have another fun fact?
Yeah. Nope, that was it. Sorry.
No, I liked it. I just was so taken off guard.
Yeah.
Um, New pit stop. Oh, did I add this? I think I added this. Okay, so I texted
Hmm.
you partway through. I don't know if it was Carb Day, maybe, that this was revealed, but they did a little segment about Ryan Hunter Ray's crew. Ryan Hunter Ray's crew was partly staffed by members of Legacy Motor Club, which is Jimmy Johnson's NASCAR team. They obviously, Ryan Hunter Ray and Jimmy Johnson are pals, I would say. It seems like Jimmy Johnson's pals with everybody. Dude, what do we
Hmm.
gotta do? Like, he's friends with all of our friends. We want to be friends with fucking all your friends, Jimmy. You're so cool. But I guess he like was like, hell yeah, I love Ryan Hunter Ray. Here's some of my guys. And they were highlighting how these guys kind of brought what they call a new choreography. It's how they do the pit stop was very NASCAR-esque. We've talked in the past about how like athleticism and stuff like that is changing IndyCar pit stops. We've seen some of them start to take the NASCAR model of, like getting ex athletes. And I saw a lot of discussion about how other teams were taking note of this pit stop and how much faster it was in, like, I think it was like a second faster, Jimmy Johnson said. And I wondered what you thought of that. Is the game potentially changing in IndyCar?
I sure hope so. This is something we talked about like season 1 of Laps Down, where we were like the pit stops and the pit crews with love, and I mean this with so much love,
So
in
much love.
IndyCar are not made up of just like pit members. Like it's also like
They have other
mechanics,
jobs.
it's people, right? And they like get to do the pit stops, and I think it shows versus like a dedicated pit stop team like NASCAR has. They do like high intense training, like they train year round, they train off season to do this, and I think like that difference really shows. So and I it's been something that like they've kind of dabbled with like in the past season, but not nearly to the extent that we saw with the Legacy Motor Club.
I
um
don't know. Is it Motor Club? I think so.
Legacy Motor, I don't know, with Jimbo Johnson's guys. And I think just having it really like right in front of you and being like, but look at what this team does compared to like the way you're doing it now. I think it's gonna click for a lot of the
Yeah.
teams to be like, it's necessary at this point, like we got to.
Yeah, this is something I think you and I just keep coming back to. Like the game is changing in IndyCar and it's so fun to like get to see it slowly change over the last like 2 or 3 seasons that we have watched. And I think IndyCar as a sport would be better off in many ways if we could really make this pit stop choreography. Like a NASCAR pit stop is, I think, pretty awe-inspiring. Is it as fast as like a Formula One? No, but the
No, but it's also
athleticism
like
is so
half the
much more
crew.
obvious. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, remember when we watched that beautiful documentary, American Thunder, NASCAR to Le Mans,
Oh,
and the
well,
European
do I?
mind seeing a NASCAR pit stop was, their mind was blown. Like I want that in
That was
IndyCar too. I want
beautiful.
it, yeah. And it's interesting because there's some teams that already, you can tell, some of the top IndyCar teams are making these changes. Not all of them. I would love, if somebody has a great breakdown. That's something we would be interested here on Laps Down, of what teams have made what changes over the last couple years in their pit stops, and like where is it going to continue to go. But I
Mm-hmm,
think
mm-hmm.
Jimbo Johnson might have changed the game a little bit. Jimbo Johnson accidentally revolutionizes IndyCar. Oops. All because he
Oops.
wanted to support his friend. Um, Me too, bud. Um, Weenie 500 on Carb Day also occurred. What are your thoughts?
I
Any
didn't
thoughts on the
watch it.
Weenie 500? Okay.
No, I
No,
actually
that's
didn't
fine.
watch last year's either, if I'm being honest. Because
Is
it
it like
happens
anti?
coincidentally in the middle of my work day. And so by
No,
the
yeah.
time I get home, all the funny parts have already been clipped and everyone's already sent them to me. So I'm like, ah, fuck.
No, and
Why
that's
watch
fair.
it now?
I had somebody today at work mention, like, oh, how was your weekend? I was talking about how I went to the Indy 500, and they're like, oh, I watched the Weenie 500. I was like, what? Like, it's so funny. And they were like just talking about how like they don't give a fuck about IndyCar, but they just watch the Weenie 500. What do you think about
I think
that? Do
that's
you think
fair.
that's like good for, like a lot of like hardcore IndyCar fans obviously hate it because what do you mean you don't care about IndyCar, but you'll watch the Weenie 500? I think it being on Carb Day, I mean, how mad can you be at anything that's happening on Carb Day? I mean, it's
Well,
like, what are we mad about?
I think it's fine. And I think it's fun. Do I think it's necessarily bringing fans into the sport? No. But I don't think the monster truck did either. I think sometimes you have to do things just because they're a good time.
Period. And MJ said what she said. Um, Also, during the week before the race, on the Monday after qualifying, we saw a pretty spooky, scary crash with Alexander Rossi. Um, He hit the wall in turn two, took out Pato Award a bit in that process. So I believe they both ended up moving to backup cars because of this crash. Interestingly, this was the first crash that we saw in the lead up to the 500. So I think that these were presumably, I think, the only two cars that ended up going to the backup cars, which is, I think, kind of rare, maybe. I don't
Wasn't
know.
Grosjean also like kind of he caught strays in that crash?
Yeah. Yeah, he did. I think he like destroyed his front wing. But they were like,
Of
I
course
guess we can
Grosjean was
fix
there.
that or
He's
whatever.
like, fine.
um, but also broken beyond the cars was Alexander Rossi, broken something in his ankle or foot. They weren't like super clear. And then something in his hand, presumably like a
His middle
finger or
finger.
something. Oh,
It
okay.
was his
Middle
middle
finger.
finger.
Yeah. No, and I think that's pretty Alexander Rossi, I would say. Um, he had some sort of minor surgery. He's like fully wearing a boot the whole week leading up to the race. He continues to do like media engagements as much as he can, wearing crutches, a boot, has his hand wrapped up. And then on carb day, they're
Clearly
like,
taking pain meds.
like, man was smiling more than I think I've ever seen him smile, I would like to say. So man was on something good. And then they just put him in the car for carb day. They just put him in the car
He
for carb
had to
day.
do um what was it? He had to do the like getting he had to prove that he could get out of the car
Okay.
if there was an
That's good.
emergency. And then he also had to be able to do like so much of the sim. And then they
Oh,
were like, that's how
okay.
they deemed him good to get back in the car.
Okay. Okay. I'm torn because I understand it's the Indy 500 and you want to do it. All of that is exasperated even more by the fact that you qualified second and you, whatever, thought you had like a banger of a chance to win the 500. I will say, though, I am not a fan of it. Like as a from a safety perspective, I didn't love it. I think it's like okay, it was painted as like this is how badass IndyCar drivers are. And I think even without this, I would not ever want to take away from how badass IndyCar drivers are. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying you have to you have to draw the line somewhere. And if you can't walk, I don't think you should be allowed to drive the car, personally.
I agree. It's another one of those situations where we're seeing like sacrifices of health and safety for sport,
Mm-hmm.
for masculinity, which I mean it kind of is. I don't think that's a stretch to say, but
Yeah.
it's he when we'll talk about it later, I'm sure. His car lit on fire as it did last year, and he had to have help getting out. And
Yeah.
so as much
He
as it's
couldn't
like
walk.
you're starting second, you want to be able to like Indy 500 is a big deal, clearly. It's like, okay, but if this is your last Indy 500, if you weren't able to escape from that car, then it's like, what was it
Yeah.
worth it? No,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And
That's my opinion.
I think it's like also hard because unfortunately the crash on Monday was a crash of his own doing. And
Yes.
thus I feel like part of that is you hurt yourself, you don't get to race. I'd feel even worse if it was like he was taken out by somebody else and then now his race is
Yes.
ruined and then they're like you can't race, whatever. But it's like that's what happens. You crash on Monday, you don't get to race on Sunday. It happens and it sucks. It happens.
That's the thing is like it doesn't take away from like the not even physical, the emotional pain of crashing out before the biggest race of the year. Um but it's yeah, you can't I don't think we should be condoning nor like putting these drivers on a pedestal who are racing injured. I still the whole Mick Schumacher thing still gets me. The fact that he's racing
Yeah.
with like a
His
broken
wrist is
wrist. It's
fucked.
like we don't it's not necessary. Like we don't need to do that. Like these drivers
No.
should be allowed to feel like they can recover. They should want to recover. It's just we're setting and like confirming a precedent that is incredibly dangerous and
Yeah.
unhealthy. in my
I
personal
think
opinion.
I think that there is like nuance to this. Like, for example, I think Denny Hamlin like famously has like a shoulder injury. And like sometimes when he's driving, it'll come up to be a problem. There's certain tracks that like hurt his shoulder more than others. And he still goes out there and races. And I think that that is like part of being an athlete. Sometimes you have aches and pains that you play through. You have like ongoing injuries. You know, you tore an ACL and you play soccer and you continue to play soccer after your ACL heals, but you'll always have that torn ACL. That's one thing. I don't think Denny Hamlin's shoulder problems are at the same level as you are walking with a boot and crutches. That's like
Right.
crazy. like that's not
No.
what like that's
It's
different. You
and
shouldn't be
it's
driving like that.
in a sport like this, you're like also you're putting yourself in danger, of course, but you're putting everyone else at the track and on the track in danger. It's
Yeah.
like, could you imagine if Alex Bowman was like, "Yes, I'm having really bad vertigo, but like the
Still gonna
race
get out
must
there.
go on." It's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, no.
Yeah. I don't know what the line is of when it's okay. Obviously, like people drive all the time, probably without us even knowing when they're sick, when they're hurt, when they're whatever. But this is something that we mentioned. There needs to be more work in like what is literally workplace malpractice. What is
Right.
you're being put in danger, your life is being put in danger for the sake of a race. And even when it's the toughest call in the world, even when it's the Indy 500, you can't do it. You can't do it. And I don't want people that are Alexander Rossi fans to take this as like us shitting specifically on Alexander Rossi. He did the
No.
same thing that I think any driver would have done, which is,
They're
can I race? Please.
they're a victim of the system and
Yeah.
of the stigma around it. Like, don't act her. It's the same thing that happens in like the NHL postseason, where as soon as a team gets knocked out, it's suddenly like this player was playing without a spleen, and this other player's heart was dislocated in the second game, and he continued to play. And it's like, what are we doing this
Why?
for? It's
Yeah.
like you're putting so much of your future at risk, but like the mentality of like you have to power through. That's what
Yeah.
makes a badass driver, athlete, whatever. It's like dumb.
Dumb, dumb, stupid. I'm almost in some ways grateful that his car ate shit. He was able to safely get out and safely watch the race elsewhere.
Yeah.
Love that for you, buddy. Unfortunately, you probably hate that. I would love to see Alexander Rossi come back next year, slap that car on pole, and have a good 500. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see
100%.
this.
He'll be fine. The kid's gonna be all right. I
That
promise.
that number 20 Java House Chevrolet is going to be perfectly fine next year. Don't even worry about it.
Don't
So
you freaking worry.
we get started with our race. Unfortunately, we never even got to see the beautiful Ryan Hunter-Reay pit stop because it never occurred. He spun, I believe, in turn 2 as well.
Mhm.
He was spinning. Catherine Legg saw the smoke. She tried to avoid it by going up. I think Ryan Hunter-Reay came back up, took her
Yeah,
out.
he like caught it, took her out. 11 minutes into the race. I look at the elapsed time just for fun. It took 11 minutes for my hopes and dreams as a woman to be destroyed.
No, like I'm sorry. You and I love Ryan Hunter-Reay. It's evident he's not a girl dad. you could like I just am like I'm trying to love you, Ryan Hunter-Reay, but that felt like misogyny.
I can't
It
believe he
felt
did that. And then he
bad.
didn't apologize to her at
No,
all.
that pissed
which,
me off. I get it. Like
maybe
they're
just
hard
being
asses.
petty.
I know how he could fix it. I know how Ryan Hunter-Reay could fix it. If you want to be seen as not a misogynist, come on Laps Down. We can talk it out.
Let's talk it out.
We can fix this, Ryan. I don't believe that you hate women, but it felt like you did when you took out that beautiful elf car, that number
I don't
11.
believe it, but I sure need some reassurance.
Yeah. Get your ass on this show. Also, I am sad we never got to see the fucking pit stop. Like, I was ready to be like, IndyCar revolutionized. And then I was like,
I know.
Okay, maybe another time.
All right.
We'll
Can we put him on
revolutionize
Paddington?
later.
Anything?
Yeah,
Put it
like,
on
can we
Nolan's Nolan's car. Put him
revolutionize
on Nolan's car.
revolutionize Nolan's car, please. Revolutionize the fuck out of that car,
Please.
please. Where did Nolan finish in this race?
I was literally just about to look that up.
He did finish, though. That's exciting.
Yeah,
First time he's
he
finished
did.
the Indy 500, I think.
Okay, be nice to him.
No, I said it in like a
You wanna
celebratory
guess?
tone. 22nd.
No, that's actually where Ryan Hunter-Reay finished. How does that make sense?
That doesn't make sense. No, who's telling you
this
this?
is qualifying.
ChatGPT?
Wait, let me try again. ChatGPT. Sorry. Watch your goddamn math. You think I use ChatGPT?
Did you ask Persephone?
Persephone, where is Nolan Siegel?
My answer's
Where
still
is Nolan
22nd, by
Siegel?
the way.
Well, boy, hold on to your freaking socks.
Dude,
11th.
was it 22nd? 11th? No, Seagull finished 11th at the Indy 500.
Right above. Listen to this, Andrea. Right above Connor Daly, right behind Takuma Sato.
Nolan Siegel, Indy 500 legend, oval merchant,
Whoa.
greatest of all time.
Wait. Christian Lundgaard finished 17th.
No, yeah, I did know he sucked. That's interesting.
Hey.
No, he sucked
Nice.
this weekend specifically.
Yeah, I would have to say Aaron McLaren wasn't on there.
We'll talk about Aaron McLaren. I want to talk about them later.
Okay.
So maybe Ryan Hunter-Reay was just kind of like taking himself out of mercy. He didn't feel like dealing with the Aero McLaren of it all. I think he kind of did not have as fun of a time this year as he did last year with Ryan Reinbold Racing almost winning the race after his car exploded on Carb Day. Do you think he will be back next year with Aero McLaren?
No.
Okay. Do you think that he will manage to get one of the Dreyer Reinbold Racing seats back? Or do you think that they had such a good time with Connor Daly and Jack Harvey that seat is already gone?
I think Jack Harvey did not have a good time for whatever fucking reason. Like, he was like cooking for all the days that did not matter. And then suddenly we get to qualifying and he goes, the car, it's not shifting.
That was crazy.
And then they were like, disqualified, go to the back.
Yeah.
And then he finished 22nd. Whoa.
He finished. That's all I heard. There's many who could not say the same. Congratulations, Jack Harvey. You're on your way, bucko.
I think Jack Harvey will be back though. Like,
they'll find somewhere to put him.
Yeah, they got it. It's good for the broadcast.
Yeah. Get ready to learn trucks at St. Pete, Jack Harvey.
Do not threaten me with a good time.
Yeah, that's what I think. We'll see you, Jack Harvey. Did you see that Jack Harvey had a special helmet for the 500 that was designed in part by Will Buxton that had his name as the Hollywood sign, but it said Harvey on the back of the helmet?
No, that's really sweet.
And they had matching shirts that all the broadcast team wore.
With AI?
Did Will Buxton use AI? It looked like it could have been homemade. But knowing Will Buxton, he probably did use AI.
Use AI, yeah.
And that's how Will Buxton is. He takes something that could have been done without AI and uses AI for it. Mm-hmm. And what does that say about you, Will? And you could also fix this by coming on the show and we'll do like a, what is it called? We'll do like kind of an intervention. Yeah, we're doing an intervention with Will Buxton, guys. That's later date. Keep an eye out for that. In other news of one-off Indy 500 entries and also old people, no offense to Catherine and Art and Ryan Hunter-Reay, Ed Carpenter gets taken out by Takuma Sato. And you're shaking your head no for the audio listeners. Is that not what you perceived to happen?
No. I think it was the win.
No, I think it looked a lot like Takuma Sato just didn't see a car there. No, I think he won. What do you think about the fact that Ed Carpenter waited for the cars to come back around and then yelled at him and said,
funny.
"Fuck you"? I thought that was funny.
It would have done more for me, I think, if he wasn't wearing like a slim fast outfit. Maybe that's just my middle school trauma peeking back up.
Right.
But Yeah, I thought it was funny. I thought that was really good. They're like, he seems unhappy. I love when they do that on the broadcast. It's like the same
Yeah.
thing you do when there's like a baby crying in the grocery store, and you're like, someone's unhappy.
And it's just like little Ed Carpenter being like, fuck you
Fuck
to
you,
Takuma
Takuma.
Sato. Then did you see that the next day they put them next to each other at the banquet?
That is so funny. They took a selfie together where Ed
I think
Carpenter
they're
was like
fun.
frowny facing and Takuma Sato had his thumbs up. It
I
was
didn't
really
see
cute.
nearly enough Takuma Sato this May, might I say. I liked it better when Takuma Sato was on the front row because we were getting constant Takuma Sato watch. I felt like we were getting like no Takuma Sato coverage this whole
I
month.
know.
And that's honestly on us. We were there, IndyCar media. We should have been doing more Takuma Sato. We should have been doing way more Takuma Sato.
Amen.
Fuck. Okay. Well, that's honestly on us, and we will never make that mistake again. But just fix it for when he's inevitably back next year for his like 500th fucking Indy 500. Because this man keeps showing up. What do we think about when Takuma Sato did the Indy 500 with a broken rib? That
We
was far
probably
enough
don't need
out
to
from
do
the
that.
accident. That was far enough out from the accident. I still think we didn't need to do it, but didn't he break it during like open testing at the beginning of the month or something like that?
It was during a practice. I think it was the same practice that Kyle Larson crashed.
No, don't do this again this episode. We've received feedback. We've received feedback.
Someone called me a twit for saying I didn't like Kyle Larson.
And were you acting like a twit?
No, I don't like Kyle Larson.
Okay. She's not apologizing. I'm sorry.
I don't like him.
I don't like him. He's just
I
in
don't
my
like
face
him.
all the time. I don't like him.
I don't like him. He's not in
Wait,
my
can I
face.
say
He
something?
like hit me at like the neck, but
I don't know where I heard this. I think I heard this from Jeff Gluck. Everything I say comes from Jeff Gluck unless stated otherwise. he went he went and saw the Kyle Larson premiere that they had in Indianapolis when we were
in
not
Indy?
there, notably. Notably, we didn't get an invite to that event. I'm noticing something.
I wonder why.
Wonder why. And he said that they addressed the N-word scandal in the documentary. And I'm like, in what world does
He
that
said-
come up?
Because he was talking about like all of the strides he made in his career, and he's like, yeah. And
Wait,
then
you
I
watched
said
the
the N-word and I
documentary?
got a promotion. No, I'm just guessing.
Oh, like in my mind, like that genuinely could have been how they addressed it. Like they were just like, and then everything got way better for him after he said the racial slur thing. So that was really interesting.
And there's
Anyways.
like, and then they're like, and the next person we cover is Danielle Dye.
Jesus Christ.
Prime, have you ever heard of Noah Gregson?
Me neither. Let's talk about it in this documentary. Jesus, we gotta watch that. Should we do a comment below if you guys would love to see a movie club video about the Kyle Larson documentary? Because I feel like we could make one.
We're gonna do it,
but it would be like a tough watch for Kyle Larson fans. There would probably be not a single positive thing said.
That's not true. I'm sure we can find a couple positives. Maybe they have a really good soundtrack.
Okay. Yeah, no, we're definitely gonna have to make a video on this. Anywho. So then, okay, this is something interesting. So we have a couple of cautions at the beginning of the race. On one of these cautions, we have the restart. And I wanted to point out that Joseph Newgarden almost took out Felix Rosenqvist on one of these restarts. And it's interesting to think about how this almost rewrote the whole race. Also, several moments, Felix Rosenqvist almost crashed, like with like 20 to go. And I think that this kind of like rewatching the race after, I rewatched it yesterday. I'm starting to believe in the Speedway chooses the winner thing because I'm just like, Felix, like there was so many times Felix should have ate shit during this race. Like, what do you mean he didn't? Like him and Joseph like literally were like touching wheels on one of these restarts. Like you can't do that in Indy. You crash. And then like there was like a couple other times where like they were like, yeah, Felix almost crashed like 7 times in the last couple laps.
Yeah.
Do you believe in
I'll
the
subscribe
superstition?
to that. No, just because I think that's just how racing goes is like sometimes you fuck up and sometimes you look like you're about to fuck up, but then you don't fuck up.
But
But
isn't
I
there
like
something
the thought.
beautiful?
I like that. No, I like that. I think I like the thought that he has been rewarded for all of his hard work
He's
and all
been
of his
selected,
almost.
and they were like,
They
"You are
said
now our elite employee."
they were literally like every single time he fucked up or like didn't make pole when he should have made pole, they go, "It's not your time yet. Be patient, young one. Be
They
patient."
go, they go, Carl, it's all gonna work out for you someday. And he's going,
Carl,
who the fuck is Carl? Nobody calls me that. Stop calling me
how
that.
did you know my name? Um,
It's him at the bricks, like whispering to the speedway. Okay, like, can we be on like nickname basis now? And you can stop calling me Carl.
Stop calling me Carl.
That's what I like to think
Oh,
happened.
so you did rewatch it? Did you watch all of
Yeah.
like the pre-show shit?
Yes.
Did you see the segment where they were clearly asking them just like kind of I don't know if raunchy's the right word, but like about the bricks where they like asked him
No.
if they would use tongue.
Okay, I didn't watch that much the pre-show. I watched like
Yeah.
drivers to the grid and onwards.
Oh, no, no, no. This happened like a while before. They were asking him that.
Sorry, what was
Um
happening?
they
Who asked
were
them this?
clearly like feeding them Fox.
Which I need names, MJ. Who specifically asked them if they would use tongue on the
I
bricks?
don't know. Some of them said they would. Some of them said no. That's like Elio was. He quickly shut that down. He goes, "No, that's too personal." Um,
I think Elio would
uh,
treat the speedway like a lady. You know what I mean? Like
a
they know
hundred
each other a
percent.
good while.
Pato
They're
said that
good
he would
friends.
try to hit a home run with it.
And that's why you're never going to win the 500. Why the hell would you
I was
say
like,
that? That's so weird.
chill. I was like, this is so.
Did you see
Guys, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
he posted on Instagram and his caption was like, this race likes to tease me, but I like a challenge. He's trying to fuck the speedway.
He's trying to fuck
Paddle
the
Ward,
speedway.
Paddle Ward's trying to fuck the speedway, and we're not allowing it. This is our friend at the bar who's a little too drunk, and there's a guy who's getting a little too close to handsy. Me and MJ are about to cock block. You're not fucking the speedway. It's not happening. You back to
Sorry,
back.
is this guy bothering you? Meet at the speedway about Pato. Is this guy bothering you?
Hey, do we need to order one of those angel shots because this fucker won't leave us alone? He keeps trying
Oh
to
my
say
god.
he's gonna hit a home run with you, and I don't like it.
I don't get it. You're
Oh
a brick
God.
wall.
What did Joseph say? No reason. I just wanted to know what he said.
I don't remember if I'm being honest.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if
Hopefully.
he was in that one. I remember being taken aback by willpower and then being like, there's no way that they're gonna ask all the drivers this. And then we got to Pato and I was like, okay. I need to walk out of
Shut
the
it
room
down.
for a second. Like
Shut
I
it
don't
down.
know what to do about it.
What did Willpower say? Just one last point on this.
He said next time I might use some tongue.
Yeah, I think it was like he would tastefully. Yeah, Willpower slip a little in there, but tasteful, of
God,
course.
yuck. Yuck. This used to be a family sport. And now the Weenie 500, they're putting their tongue on the bricks.
Oh my god. Um. Okay, Kyle Collette.
Wow.
What are we gonna do about this kid? Okay, so Kyle Collette, first of all, had an outstanding qualifying. Lest you forget,
Wow.
we didn't get to talk about it in our last episode, but he did get in trouble and got his beautiful, wonderful qualifying. He didn't get the credit for it that he deserved because they say he cheating and they send him to the back. So then that happened. But then he is, I think, on like a little bit of an alternate strategy. Bear that in mind. But he does lead the race for a little bit. And I mean, like, this is not an easy race to lead. That's the first thing that every driver has been saying after this 500 is like, this is not an easy race to lead. You don't want to lead it. It's easier to let somebody go out front and do the hard part for you. And they sent this rookie to the front. And I felt like watching him lead this race, he didn't look like a rookie. It was hard to believe. It was like 30 laps in too. Like he like barely had really gotten his feet under him for his first 500 and he's out there leading the race. So I think it's sad to see later on he has a pretty brutal crash that obviously changes the dynamic of the race. It was a scary crash. I heard on the broadcast, and I kind of saw it a little bit for myself, but I'm sure it was scarier watching it live that they didn't immediately show the replays. There was like definitely a moment where you didn't know if he was going to be okay. He kind of got out of the car limping. I don't know if we ever got a follow up of what his injuries entailed. I hope he's okay. But it's hard because he had such a good month of May, but such a bad month of May at the same time.
I know. He really came alive at the Oval.
Yeah.
And then just the fact that he doesn't get any
credit.
of the credit for it sucks. But I think this is something that's going to motivate him. He's pretty good at ovals.
He's
like we saw in Indy next. Pretty good at ovals. Sad that he didn't get rookie. I don't like that they call it rookie of the year for the Indy 500.
For just
like,
the 500.
Rookie of the 500.
I agree. That would be better. I think this is very controversial. I think a lot of people think, okay, Mick, who did end up winning rookie of the 500, he had the best finish and best qualifying, technically, on paper. But it doesn't feel like he had the best performance out of the rookies. And so I think me and MJ are on the same page here, but I think it's a controversial opinion that it should have been Kaio. I think despite the credit being taken from him via the disqualification as well as the crash, I just think like if we're talking about who made the biggest splash and who showed the most speed, who showed the most potential at the 500, it's Kyle Collette. It's going to be crazy to think that history paints this as Mick had the best rookie year.
I know.
I didn't think about Mick once.
Mick only qualified 2 places ahead of Dennis Hauger because he qualified in 27th. Dennis qualified in 29th. And then he finished 18th. Dennis finished 19th.
So, honestly,
pretty close.
Kaio robbed, and if anything, should have been a tie between Mick and
All
Dennis.
3 of them. All 3 of them should have gotten a tie. No winner. We're McLarening.
But by our rules, you all win. Sorry, I don't know. Take it. Take it up with somebody else. But yeah, Kaio, your efforts this May do not go unnoticed here on Laps Down.
I think he'll get his first win this year.
Okay, that wasn't in the fucking notes. Where are you pulling this out of? Where's he gonna win?
My heart.
No,
Milwaukee.
Shut the hell up.
Race 1.
Milwaukee race 1. Kyle Collette's gonna win Milwaukee race 1. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've seen it.
And where have you seen it? Be specific.
I had did you ever watch That's So Raven?
I did. That's what happened. And you saw Kyle Collette winning Milwaukee race 1.
Yes.
What happens if he wins Milwaukee race 2? Do you get to claim credit for that?
No, of course not. I would never.
Jesus, MJ. You're on one. Milwaukee race 1. He's not gonna win. He's gonna win Milwaukee race 2. Be fucking serious, please. He needs at least 1 to get his feet under him. Shut up.
No. He's gonna crash early in Milwaukee race 2.
Shut up. You're just making stuff up.
No, me?
Okay, whatever. Let's talk about some serious racing, okay? Scott Dixon and Pillow. So Dixon gets on the radio and he's like, I have an idea. And they're like, have at it.
I have
Dixie
an
boy,
idea.
what's your idea? And he goes, what if me and Pillow work together? And they're like, I like what you're saying here. And so they start trading the lead because neither of them wanted to hang out in front and burn all this fucking fuel and suffer. So he said, let's suffer together. So him and Pillow were kind of like coordinating, trading the lead back and forth. Can I say at this point I was watching at the track and I wasn't really like hearing that much commentary, and I believed in my heart of hearts that they were battling for the lead. I believed that they were battling for the lead because I had no idea that they had like fucking colluded to fucking trade this.
You could tell there was some collusion.
I'm like, whoa, they did it again on this lap. Can you believe? Like, I'm thinking like we're fucking watching a banger here. And like fully they're like on the radio, like, okay, your turn. Okay, my turn.
Okay, now
Okay,
you go,
your
you go,
turn.
you go. Okay, scooch, my turn.
And
1, 2, 3, scooch.
it was so crazy. But we end up having our first red flag for rain basically right after the halfway point. It was barely any rain. It was like a 5-minute red flag. They could have probably just ran caution laps through that. What did you think about the red flag decision?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
What do you think? What do you think about Scott Dixon's wife, who at the time Scott Dixon was leading the race? They did like an extensive bit where she's just like, I don't know. I think the race was pretty good. I think we should all
She's
go
like,
home.
she's like, oh my god, I think it's raining. We should call the race. It was really
And then,
funny.
funny enough, she like also is like, and I just know if it comes down between Scott and Pillow, he's gonna give him a run for his money. He's gonna fight him. And I was like, see, she thought
She's
they
so
were
funny.
fighting too. We're in the same boat. We're like, this is the craziest battle for the lead ever. And it's like, whatever. Also, at this point, they decided to like do a little spotlight on Joseph because he was like obviously being like biggest mover activities. You know what I mean? Like just like absolutely like crushing it through the field. And they decided to mention that Joseph did not start with racing go karts or anything like traditionally racers do, and that his parents apparently thought like it was a bit too unsafe, so they started him with scooter racing.
Nice.
That there's no way that's safer, right? Like, I'm not crazy for thinking that scooter racing sounds infinite, like a motorized scooter sounds infinitely more dangerous than a go kart, right? I'm not
I
like,
guess I don't know.
I'm like not quite agreeing with that logic there. I'm glad they finally let him get in a go kart. Could you imagine if Joseph Newgarden was still whooping ass on motorized scooters and we never got to
I
see his full potential?
I genuinely could imagine that though, is the funny thing.
I thought that was a fun little tidbit. I'd never heard of that. I was like, no, that makes a lot of sense for Joseph. I think that makes a lot of sense. Speaking of Joseph, when we get racing again after the red flag is over, so we go out, we do a couple caution laps, we go racing again. Joseph's on a bit of a banger, and then he accidentally hits the like inside curb,
It's like a
which
curb. Yeah.
they're like, that is the most like rookie mistake of rookie mistake. Like you touch that and it's you're done. I think Joseph said his words were, I didn't even know I made a mistake until I was sideways towards the wall. Um Joseph, please. Like I can't keep doing this with you. Like I keep being like, and we're gonna win it from the back. And we're gonna win it from the back. Yeah, he's gonna win it from the back. And then it just isn't happening. I just want another Joseph Newgarden 500 win. Because
I think
I
it'll
wasn't
come.
there. I wasn't there for the other two, and I just want to be part of it.
Yeah, I've not a single doubt in my That's So Raven seeing mind that he's gonna win again.
Can you do a That's So Raven vision and tell me when he's going to win again?
Yeah, let me look. 2032.
Fuck, that's so long. MJ, no, please do it again. Do it
Sorry.
again.
Sorry, it's like a magic 8 ball. I just like shake it and I go, okay, let me look. 2033.
Fuck, it's getting worse. I hated that. You put this note in, but this is something I noticed
What?
as well. If you were leading on the restarts, fuck you.
Oh, yeah.
It literally was like a major fuck you. If you were leading on the restarts, it was immediately like, and you lost 6 spots. That's what happened to David Malukas, as you put in our notes here after that next restart after the Joseph crash. But like every restart, it was like
didn't
this.
matter
And
who was leading.
that's so brutal. That's so brutal.
Mm-hmm.
What is that about? Like, I need somebody to explain to me. Like, I understand leading the race right now. Hard to do, not ideal. Don't want to do it at the 500 until like the last fucking minute. Fair. But they're like not just like losing 1 or 2 spots. Like they're getting like fucked royally. They're getting fucked. They're like literally out there dying, bleeding spots. It happened in the most important parts of the race too.
Mm-hmm.
Like when we get down to our very important restarts, still happening. Lap 160 or so, they go, okay, Felix is leading on the alternate strategy. We have another restart with 5 to go. Felix is leading. He was, I guess, rewatching it, he was more in the mix than I
He
realized,
was.
because
Yeah.
once we got to the point where we were doing full on shootouts at the end of the race, I had kind of written Felix off, but it was his race for much of the race. There's a little discussion of like who dominated this race in whatever way we want to count dominating, because leading the race doesn't really count here anymore. And between him and Malukas, I was like, that was Malukas' race. Looking back though, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. Like, he had good moments, but Felix was consistently there the whole day. I
I
just wasn't
think
paying attention.
they had a pretty even race. Like Malukas
Yeah,
only led 5 more laps than um
Felix.
Carl. And I'm
Okay,
just kidding, Felix.
we can't
It's
call
just
him
a little
that.
joke from earlier in the podcast where
It was like
I
what
said, "Did
in
you know that
comedy they call it a
it was like
callback.
it's yes, I was calling back." Um, can I admit that I really struggled to tell the MSR cars apart? So like
Huh?
when they were like Marcus Armstrong is leading, I was like, the booth is making a mistake. There's no way that's Felix. There's no way that's Marcus Armstrong leading the 500. That's really where my
Yeah.
issue came in.
N-
So I didn't have my eye on him at all because
she was
A,
in
he was
another
in a
world.
camo
She was in
car.
another world.
I was like,
He was too
whoa,
blendy in it.
Felix. He was too blendy in.
Obviously. And that also is a callback from our last episode. In comedy, so what you do is like if you said something funny at a earlier time and then you bring it up again at a time where people least expected it, and then they go, "Oh my god, I remember that joke." It's
Yeah,
kind of like a callback, basically.
yeah. It's like if you introduce a gun in Act 1, you have to
Oh,
shoot it by the end of Act 2.
exactly. Exactly. Gun safety is important though, and we'll talk about that on a later episode.
We'll
Probably.
talk about that later.
It'll probably come up. Don't worry. We'll shoot it in Act 2. Don't worry. But I could see where that was coming from. No, I just felt stupid rewatching the race because I forgot about Felix. I forgot about the guy who literally led
He's
the all field qualifying and the top 12. I forgot about the guy who led a fuck ton of this race. I forgot about him. And I felt like a fucking idiot when I rewatched it because I'm like, duh, he was going to win. Duh.
he's
Duh.
quiet. I think that yeah, duh. Um he's my Chris Buescher of IndyCar, where
Okay.
he's super talented, always there,
Mm.
incredibly underestimated, just like 100% of the time. The fact that he
Yeah.
has consistently performed so well during the month of May for forever, and we were still like, I couldn't possibly think of a person who would win other than David Malukas, probably. I couldn't think of a single
Yeah.
person who can perform well on this track. It's like every single one of us had egg on our face.
No, literally egg on my face. Egg on my face. So we have what happens? We have more rain. Is it more rain that brings out a caution again? And they're like, we're gonna do a 5 lap shootout.
I think this was Kaio. This was
Oh,
Kaio's
you're right.
crash.
You're right. You're right. They red flag it because Kyle Collette has his
It
big
was
crash.
a bad crash. Yes.
They're like, okay, we have to pick up all the debris, potentially fix
Wait.
the wall up a little bit.
Something we didn't talk about, but I really want to. Will Power's like insane
Oh, yeah.
spin down pit lane. That
Yeah.
was like watching that happen. I can't imagine seeing it like in real life in real time. I was like, first of all, what is he doing? Where's he going?
Yeah.
And then he spins himself and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
the car's done. The car's done. There's oil all over the track. Bring out the cat litter.
Yeah.
I was just like, of course this would happen to Will Power in his
And
dready
keep in mind, at the same time, Alexander Rossi is fully on fire in the pits.
Right.
And they're like, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on.
Dude.
And I'm like, no, clearly. That was crazy. I also forgot about Will Power, and I learned yesterday that he watched the rest of the race. Like, I guess he was like just obviously done for the day, so he just went off somewhere and was watching it on TV. And he said
Might as
something
well.
like, that was a really fun race. I think he went to like the Gainbridge Suites or something. He said and watched the rest of the race.
That's funny.
Okay, whatever Will Power's up to. So we red flag it for Kyle's crash. They go, okay. So here's the thing, guys. By the time we get everybody back out there, get everybody back up to speed, we're gonna have like a 5-lap shootout. Is that okay? And I was like, are you sure? And they're like, that's the best we got. I'm like, fuck. Okay, that's really scary. But as long as it's not a 1-lap shootout, I think it'll be okay. And they're like, okay, good. That's what we're going to do then. So they do the restart, and then Mick hits the wall like a little bit, like just a little bit, and they bring out the caution. And so then by the time they do the caution laps, they're like, okay, so it is going to be a 1-lap shootout. What do you think about this whole? Some people were saying it was like manufactured, like the I guess the Kaio red flag was creating an artificial, like they should have just ended it under caution. They should have just ran the caution laps, but they red flagged it specifically for entertainment purposes. Some people were saying that the caution that they called when Mick hit the wall was a bit overzealous and was to just create a 1-lap shootout entertainment product. I don't know if you guys, I think you guys are putting too much credit to IndyCar. I don't think they could manufacture something like that. They're not that good, guys.
No.
They're not that good. They're not that good.
Plus,
I think maybe the Mick thing was a bit much. I don't know.
I can't be mad at them for calling a caution, because the times they don't call a caution, I'm like, someone's gonna die. So if they want to call an extra caution here or there, okay, that's fine. I do believe if it were a 5-lap shootout, it would have been that exciting for those 5 laps. Like, I truly do believe that.
It doesn't matter.
So I don't think, yeah. Right, guys, I think we have too much time on our hands where we're thinking about dumb stuff when we should be thinking about local elections happening in just a week.
Okay. Think about that, guys. Think about that.
Make sure you're registered.
Log off Twitter. So on the final restart, Marcus Armstrong is leading. And the thing that happens,
What?
which is, no, I know. I thought that was interesting too.
The fact, literally, it like hit me. I literally turned to Nick and I was like, Marcus Armstrong is leading the Indy 500, and he obviously doesn't know who Marcus Armstrong was,
on the
so
final
he didn't
lap
get to share in that moment. But I was literally like,
lap.
Could Marcus Armstrong win the Indy 500? That was crazy.
I thought it
Okay,
was.
anyways,
I thought it was between my dumbass thought it was between Marcus and David. Again, I just wasn't.
It should have been
looking at Felix. I wasn't even looking at Felix. And then, yeah, they were just like they did the thing where they did the restart, and then of course Marcus Armstrong gets fucked on the restart because that's what's happened this entire race. So he was immediately taken over by David. David starts running away with it. Like David's running away with it. So I'm like, okay, David.
I was positive it was done.
I was like, okay, so David's like running away with this. Like he's putting like a good like 3 car lengths between him and this MSR battle that's now taking place behind him, where Marcus and Felix are wheel to wheel. And Felix, as Scott Dixon said, and his big Swedish meatballs. You don't like that? Yeah, you were there. You remember that? He like doesn't. You keep thinking like he's gonna succumb to this wheel to wheel battle with Marcus. He doesn't. He just stays on the outside and is just like, we're not fucking doing this right now. So they like very cleanly race each other, but he eventually gets past Marcus right as we're kind of going into the last turn. And then you hear his spotter just be like, fucking go get him. Go get him.
Yeah,
and
he literally goes, deploy. And I go,
he literally, fuck, he deployed. Like, he deployed. It was insane. And it ends up being our closest finish ever in Indy 500 history. We see Felix Rosenqvist win the Indy 500 by like less than half a car length. We see David Malukas stunned, has no idea that Felix really even was there until it was too late, and have a second year in a row that he finishes second in the Indy 500. Not to mention, it's not over yet. We have a 3 wide finish for third place.
Crazy. You
I,
guys are so silly.
there's so much to unpack here.
Crazy.
I want to start with Marcus Armstrong, who I think
Oof.
ended up fifth.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I don't know what to do with that because it's like you clearly got fucked because of the restart because that's what's been happening all day. But I can't imagine like going from leading the 500 to being fifth in one lap. Like that
Yeah.
that
Well,
seems crazy.
and he was even talking about the battle with Felix, where he was like, and he was like, I was either going to um step on the brake or I was going to hit my teammate. And obviously Felix had the same the same moment where he was
Predicament.
like, I'm gonna have to either brake or I'm gonna hit my teammate. And he was like,
I think I'm gonna hit my
you
teammate.
better brake.
Yeah. I and that's so tough because it's like, what do we do about that? Because it's like, Marcus, you should have just kept it. But then it's like if he would have kept it,
They
he would
would have
have
crashed.
they
A
would have
100%.
crashed. So it's
It
like,
wouldn't
am
have
I
been fifth place. He
grateful?
would have ended up in 22nd. Like, it wouldn't have been worth it.
Right. But it's like I guess he probably knew that Felix wouldn't break. And
No,
I
and
think
he
that's
didn't.
interesting. Yeah, he knows that Felix wouldn't break, and he knew that he would. That's brutal. Fuck. Girlies, why aren't we making edits about that? Where's the sad TikTok edits about that?
I think it's hard to make a sad edit about Marcus Armstrong because he has this sad moment. He's like very visibly
Mm-hmm.
upset. And then 2 days later, he's on his iPad with his little earbuds in, trying to hit on an interviewer, like
Right.
giggling and being like,
Offering her
I'm a
to go
pretty
out to
good
drinks.
passenger princess. If you
Yeah.
want to come to Detroit, come see me in Detroit. So it's like, oh, the kid's fine. He's actually fine, probably.
He's okay. He's okay. He finished fifth, not second. He's not that sad about it, I guess. um,
He's like, it was close, but it wasn't that close. Ah, what can you do?
whatever. Womp womp. What do you do? We have Scotty Mack who pulls through for that third place finish, absolute at the last minute. When he came up for the press after the race, I was like, "Where the fuck did you come from?" I was like, "You got third? Since when?
No,
Says who?"
literally. I saw him like
I was like,
hugging
"What?"
David Malukas in the presser, and I was like, well, that's nice of him to go out of his way.
Because you clearly didn't finish third. Just kidding. There he is.
TK.
Do you think that he broke his curse? We talked about how he needed to break his curse that he acquired last year. I kind of feel curse broken.
I was actually going to ask you the same thing. Because there's technically no podium at the Indy 500. That's what all the gatekeepers say.
Okay.
But this was one of his best finishes in
Mm-hmm.
a hot minute, Indy 500 or
Mm-hmm.
not. I feel like the Penske curse from last year. Also, can we mention the fact that they talked multiple times about how poor of an Indy 500 Joseph had last year, but would not say that he
The
got
word
disqualified from
attenuated.
qualifying and
Ugh.
sent to the back. They just said they would only talk about the fact that he had like bad pit stop, faulty car, whatever. And I was literally like, address the allegations.
I
What
think it's going to
happened
become.
to get him sent to the back?
I feel like it's going to become like lost media. Like I feel like it's going to become like
It's
people
like
can't remember if it happened or not because they'll be like, I feel
it's
like he got like disqualified, but I can't remember.
the Tiananmen Square of IndyCar. We can't talk about it. It doesn't exist.
Square of IndyCar for fuck's sake.
You know what I mean, though? Is that good
No,
or no?
Yeah, no, it's really good, MJ. It's really good. Oh God. Fuck. And we're the person standing in front of the tank.
The tank is Roger Penske and Fox Sports. We're like, speak about it.
Maybe this joke is in poor taste, but I'm leaving it in.
Is it? Probably.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Do people? I don't know. Sorry. They're the ones who won't fucking talk about it. I didn't talk about it. Then we have our second place finisher, David Malukas. Oh, that
That
hurted.
hurt.
That hurted real bad. I have to say, for fuck's sake, I have egg on my face about David Malukas. I was so wrong about David Malukas. I will never stop apologizing for how wrong I am about David Malukas. He is the strongest Penske driver, in my opinion, right now. I have confidence he's going to do good this weekend in Detroit. And I never would have
It's fine.
thought that before this year because I thought he just does ovals. He doesn't just do ovals. I mean, he does ovals and he does ovals really fucking
Obviously, you
well.
were hired just for your skill on ovals.
All right, guys. Sorry, I had to put MJ on timeout real quick and cut out a little jokesy that she made because she thinks she's funny.
I
We got
laughed.
attacked. We got attacked, guys, and we did take it personally, and we made an enemy this weekend. Anyways,
Last
and you
week.
guys will
I
never
wasn't there this weekend.
last weekend, yeah, and you guys will never know the full story, and that's unfortunate. Maybe someday we'll make a Patreon.
I'll tell you.
Just we'll make a
Let's go
Substack.
live right now. I'll talk about it.
We'll make a Substack behind a paywall to talk about it.
Only our closest friends will be able to read it. The people we want to read it. The paying customers.
This is bad. This is bad. Keep it moving. I thought David Malukas was going to have a struggle year for his first year at Penske. I thought he was going to be underwhelming. I thought he was going to consistently have questions about whether him coming to Penske was a mistake. And I'm wrong. And I'm sorry, David. And I'm sorry you cried on TV. We'll work on the crying face. I also am sorry that you got asked 100 million times how much pain you're in. That's not
That's
fun, and I don't like
crazy.
listening to the person
That's
get
bad
asked that
journalism.
100 different times. It kind of sucks. But I have to say, him coming in second, ooh, it was kind of good for IndyCar. I kind of felt like, ooh, this is like a story. This is a story. Like hearing him say, like, when, like, I'm doing everything I can, and it's just like not me. I'm just like, fuck. David Malukas is gonna get his first win soon, and he's gonna win an Indy 500, and this is gonna be in the documentary.
I think David Malukas wins.
Oh, we're doing a vision. Yeah, that helps. You have to do the face. For the audio listeners, she's making like a crazy face every time she has a vision.
If you've ever seen That's a Raven, that's what I'm kind of trying to channel. What race? I said, oh, I think he's going to win race 2 at the Milwaukee Mile.
Okay. After Kyle, of course. After Kyle has
Can you guys guess what
crash.
our next races are for IndyCar?
Jesus Christ. And then, when do you think he's going to win a 500, Raven?
$2028.
Oh, much sooner than Joseph. Damn.
Well, Joseph's already got a couple. Plus next year, Rena's VK wins. Who got sixth, by the way?
I can't wait to talk about that next year. That's going to be a super fun episode when Venus BK wins the 500, and then you predicted it. Yeah. But let's talk about Fro. He delivered, I think, like, so obviously one of the best endings Indy 500 has ever had, and he refused to let David walk away with what should have been an obvious win. He fought clean with his teammate, even though it was maybe a little bit ballsy. He like never let up on it until the absolute last minute, and it ended up giving like a storybook finish to the 500. Fro is just a great winner. Like, I love Fro. I think he's a great guy, and it's fun to watch him win. And I'm so happy that he now gets to be called an Indy 500 winner for the rest of his career. So deserved. So deserved. What do you think? I mean, you're the Fro fan. I would say you've been like kind of fighting the Fro battles for years now.
I fear he's just a good race car driver, and I'm thrilled that now he has like a title to prove it, because when I say like I feel something happening with MSR, I think it's going to be a big year for Fro, and people just kind of look at me. I think now he's got the title to back it up. He's a it felt like a good win. Like it really,
Yeah.
as much as I was gutted for um, David Malukas, I feel good about Fro winning.
Yeah. After the
And a
race,
CGR. I think we should also address that is basically a CGR at this point. I don't know.
yeah, yeah, he did thank Chip Ganassi pretty soon after, like
So, I don't know.
after in the media after he's like, that was really
I
sick
knew
how
it
you
was
guys
going to be
gave
one
me.
of you.
Yeah, he's like, that was pretty sick how you guys gave me a Chip Ganassi car basically and let me go run the 500. That was pretty fun. I liked that.
That was fun. So
um,
funny.
speaking of CGR, Alex Palou penalty. Controversially, he was not disqualified from the 500. He didn't get like his finishing position changed. I think he just lost points. Let me verify. I
Five
think it was
points and then
5 points.
was fined.
And a lot of people were talking about um, how it seemed a bit unfair because people were in trouble for similar things after the 500 last year and were fully disqualified for it. They basically said, I don't know where I read this, but it had to do with the front wing and end plate height requirements. Um, they were basically like it wasn't for an advantage.
Well, they,
And it's
from
like,
what I
well,
saw, they assumed it was a faulty part. So they were like, it wasn't going to help him, period.
yeah, it says
But
it was determined that the non-compliance was a result of assembly error and not an intentional modification. I mean, like, I would say it probably wasn't an intentional modification last year for a couple of the people that got post race penalties. I don't know if they can decide intent. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't, and that's fine. I
I
just think
think
like you
last
shouldn't.
year probably more than I think the reason this year is probably the same thing that happened with Santino Ferrucci last year in Ditwa, where it was like, if anything, this should have made you significantly worse in the race. So we're still going to punish you. We're not going to take away. I mean, they essentially did they not technically take away his place by taking away 5 points? Like
I guess it just would have been more fun if they would have like
you wanted him disqualified.
yes, because he's the
Crazy.
championship leader in the best team in the best car that's literally known for being like Pillow perfect. Fuck Penske perfect. We're talking about Pillow perfect here. This guy doesn't set a foot wrong, and then when
But
he does, it's no biggie. I love
it
Alex
was
Pillow,
like
but it's
it
it's
was an error that
interesting.
would work against him.
It's not enough, MJ.
You
It's not
want him
enough
you actually want him fired? You think he should have to go do a
to
sentence
Formula
with
One.
McLaren?
I think he should have to go to Formula One as his sentence. No, I have no problems
He
with
goes
Alex
to
Pillow.
Oscar's car.
Sure, you can take it off his hands. I don't even give a fuck anymore. Um, I have no problems with Alex Pillow. I think it's like frustrating when it's like, but he is the big dog. You know what I mean? It's like it sucks when they're like, oh, Kyle Collette gets his like disqualification post qualifying. It's like it's fucking Kyle Collette. Like, please, like he never did nothing to nobody. Let him live. But then it's like
Yeah.
when it's Alex Pillow, championship leader. Of course, I want them to fuck him over because that's
I think
interesting for the championship battle. I want
if this
all the points
happened
gone.
during qualifying, I think they would have disqualified him.
Right, but then
But
yeah,
I
for
think
the
it's
race they were
since
just like,
it was after the race.
I don't know. I love Alex
Yeah.
Pillow. Famously, I think it'd be more interesting for the championship battle if he would have gotten a harsher penalty. And I'm always going to root for that because, duh, we got a podcast to film here.
Uh,
Grosjean, biggest mover. Parentheses important to me. Speak on it.
it was important to me. He was driving the number 18 that was like a tribute to Kyle Busch.
Yeah,
And the fact that he got biggest mover, first of all, the fuck? What is
I
Roman
didn't even
Grosjean
know.
doing here? We as a society need to start looking at the Dale coins. I'm sick and tired of just letting them fly under the radar because that's what they're doing. They're flying. Um, but I thought that was nice. Also, like he posted a carousel on Instagram where he had like a bunch of videos of him talking about like he was holding the biggest mover award as if it were like the Borg Warner. Like this was huge for
Okay.
him. And he was
Okay.
talking and he put a song over the video. So I have no idea what he was saying. But there was just something about it where I was like, you know what? This feels good.
Jesus. I also feel like PETA owes him an apology because this weekend in Canada,
I
Alex
saw
Albon
those, yeah.
hit an animal and PETA was like, they assumed intent. They said Alex Albon's a good boy and he would never intentionally harm an animal. That Roman Grosjean guy, on the other hand, is the worst. And we
To be
fucking hate
fair,
him.
Roman Grosjean did laugh about it a lot, but I think it was probably just out of he's like, there's blood on my suit. Ah.
Ah. Okay. Well, Joseph crashed, obviously, like we talked about. He was in a boot the day after. Joseph gonna drive in Detroit with a broken foot. I think we've already discussed how we don't like that. But then, of course, we get another Bob Pockris Joseph banger after this. Bob's like asking him about the boot, and he's like, "You feel like feeling good, or you get better?" Yeah, no, I feel great, awesome. I feel better since the
He
boot.
said, "Boots, that's my ego boost."
No, literally. And then he said something of like, they were like, when is the boot gonna come off? And he's like, once we like do some cosmetic changes down there. What the
What a
fuck are you
freak.
talking about? You
It's
freak.
so funny.
What are you talking about? I also wanted to talk as well about Fox. They posted an AI video that I just have to talk. It's so fucking funny. If you don't laugh, you'll cry. They were like, this win looks even better in high definition. And it's like stills from the photo finish between David Malukas and Felix Rosenquist, in which AI is clearly how they're making it quote unquote high definition. And AI just AIs the fuck out of Felix's car. So it's a gold Aero McLaren. And then they took it down in shame. Come on, it's funny. It's funny how they ruin their brand and don't get taken seriously as a major cable sports provider because they use
It's
AI for every aspect of their
as
content.
someone who works in social media. The video, the actual video that they have the rights to, that they just have to clip and post, performed so significantly well. They didn't need to recreate it with AI. Like, you already
Also,
have the original, baby girl.
just think about like the hundreds of photographers that are at an Indy 500. They're in photo vests getting beautiful photo finishes. Just think about any of those pictures that you could have used and then like put them over the clip and been like, in this moment in the clip,
That's
here's
too
the
much
like.
work. They don't want to do the work.
So they just asked Persephone, "Hey Persephone, can you AI the fuck out of this video?" And I don't even care if it's an
Wouldn't it
Aero
be
McLaren.
funny if Felix Rosenquist was actually in an Aero McLaren? But they want to know what it's like to win an Indy 500.
LOL. That is so funny. No, it's so annoying. Pisses me off. Fox, please. We could make better content than we do make better content than Fox every weekend that we're at a race. I feel so firm.
Well, we did those
And
AI drawings.
no, those weren't AI. Stop lying.
Stop it. They weren't
Stop
AI.
it. You put funny coincidence. Pillow leads by 43 points.
Coincidence?
Do you want to speak on that? And that's a callback
I
to
think it speaks
earlier
for
when we
itself.
talked about the Mercedes.
Yeah, in Formula One, the leader is leading by 43 points.
And I think in second place is David Malukas.
It is, and in third place is Pato Award. I don't know if that's true. Let me look.
No, I like it. You can lie. That's fine.
It's not. It's Kyle Kirkwood. Pato Award's in fifth.
Not a good place
Sorry,
for him
guys.
to be in. He did mention that his car sucked, by the way. He said after the race, he said, I felt like a sitting duck all day. My car sucked. Probably not good.
No comment.
Okay. Moving along to NASCAR. So we had the Coke 600. Now, obviously, like we mentioned before, NASCAR had definitely like a dark cloud over it this weekend. It wasn't helped by the fact that most of the events were completely drowned in rain. They moved the
Literal
truck
dark
race.
clouds.
Literally, they moved the truck race twice. They ended up doing the truck race timed, so it had to end before the Indy 500 because the truck races are also on Fox partner networks, and they didn't want them to compete for views. Which I'm like, I don't think they would have. I don't think anybody's watching the truck race over the Indy 500. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. If that's the case, I fear you need to get your priorities sorted. Um, but that was unfortunate. And then they had the Xfinity or the O'Reilly race severely impacted by rain and then fog. After that fog, they couldn't see. So I think that they only did partial length for that race as well. And then the Coke 600, they kind of got away with it without rain, as much better than what was anticipated. It was anticipated both the Indy 500 and the Coke 600 were going to get absolutely rained out, and that's obviously not what happened. Um, they did have a little bit of rain in the fourth stage. Can we talk about how there's four stages?
The Coke 600 is so long.
I think it's the longest. I know that there's like 24 hours of Le Mans. This feels longer than that
It
somehow.
feels so long. Literally, Nick and I took a break from the Coke 600 that was so long to watch the 3 hour long Avatar movie, and then we came back and the Coke 600 was still on.
That's crazy. I will say, thank God it's on Prime. Could you imagine watching the Coke 600 on Fox? Take me
I
out
wanna.
back, please.
I would. Yeah. I love that Prime is back too. Just a moment for Prime being back. Nice. Nice.
Everything
Nice.
about the everything about the Prime broadcast. I love the commentators. I love the pre-show. I love the image quality is like
It's
crispy
really
as
good.
fuck. Like I'm like I've never seen this much detail on these cars. Like I genuinely felt like wow, I must be watching a real TV race in the year 2026 cuz sometimes when I'm watching Fox I'm like are my eyes blurry or is the camera blurry? What's going on there? Prime, great stuff. So grateful that the Coke 600 is on Prime, but damn, it's long. I mean, it's interesting. Four stages, stage points matter so much more now. So it gives a lot of people an opportunity to make up
Mm-hmm.
points, and it gives them one more stage to put themselves out there and try to get some points if they need them. But it's a it's a brutal watch. It's a brutal watch. There also was a lot more incidents, I would say, this race than I remember there being last year. Maybe I'm wrong in that. I mean, they started pretty hard pretty early on. We had a crash between Austin Cindric and I think the wall, and then Connor Zilic got kind of
Mm-hmm.
caught up in it. Seems like Austin Cindric, when he
He hits
hits
hard.
hard. It almost
Mm.
makes me forgive him for the AI use as a social experiment because I'm like, he might have some CTE.
Austin, please. I do really like his
Pen
he's really
skills.
gone all in on the pen thing. Like every week it gets a
Yeah,
little bit more high quality and I'm like, okay, it's working. It feels like we
you're
learned
winning me
something.
back. We learned something. But damn, that was a hard hit. And then Connor Zilic, can he ever catch a break? No,
No, it seems like.
no. Rookie year from hell. I genuinely, if you would have asked me like this time last year, like how Connor would do as a rookie in Cup Series, I couldn't have assumed this bad.
No.
Worse
Trackhouse
than I
really
thought.
just it's just a bad year for Trackhouse.
Well, I don't know because I wrote down SVG kind of fucking SVG's
That's
learning
true,
oval.
he did.
Me every week. SVG's really learning ovals now, guys. No, they were like there was like one point where Dale's like, yeah, SVG kind of looks like somebody who's run NASCAR for their whole life. Like he's kind of like doing really good. And I was like, oh my God, he has the Dale Jr. seal of approval. Like he's doing really good. SVG, don't let them throw you off. Don't have the commentator curse, but you're killing it. You wrote Baconator. Do we get a Baconator
Yeah. They put
for
a
his
you know
performance?
how when they give drivers snacks they put it into the pocket in the door? They slipped
Yeah.
him a double baconator during the I think during the red flag. So he's
And
eating a
he ate it.
cheeseburger in pit pit lane.
I saw another driver got a Coca-Cola,
I
but
like
it with a
that. I like when they
straw.
give them little snacks. Give them a
This is
snack.
this is a fucking endurance race, by the way. Like this is what we're doing
It
here.
is.
Like, what do you
It literally
mean?
is.
What do you mean? We
It's
have a
6
baconator in the
hours
car.
long.
Fuck. And there's like no driver changes. Like when we watch like this,
No,
the like 6 hour IMSA races, like I think they still obviously
they're
do
allowed to
driver changes.
change. Yeah.
That's so insane. That's so insane. I also wanted to shout out Catherine Legg did make it to Charlotte. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know what happened. I don't
Nice.
and well and nothing further occurred. She had a wonderful day. She finished the race and she goes, "Darn, wish I got to finish the Indy 500 if it weren't for that dastardly Ryan Hunter-Reay, but I'll get him next year." Nope, just kidding. Her pit crew didn't put her wheel on. And I think all women on the internet have to pay the price for that because the amount of people I've like literally dense as fuck, dense as fuck, dense as fuck. You're dumb, and I know I shouldn't care, but I have to say it. If you think that Catherine Legg is at fault for either of those things that happened to her while occurring, doing the double, you're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. I don't know what to say to you. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're dumb. Stupid. Stupid. Dumb. Dumb. Idiot head. And both of these things, not her fault. But I think it's still awesome that she was able to make it to Charlotte and was able to start both races. And
Yeah.
we didn't talk about it, but Elf was making a big deal about this. More, I did. Okay. I will say one thing: they did not advertise half of this shit that was going on well enough to me. Apparently, they had like a Twitch streamer, like a very popular Twitch streamer, that was like streaming while she was doing the double.
Carson?
No, it wasn't Carson. That would have been fun. No, it was like I don't know because I don't know Twitch streamers. I learned this from Disha. Disha like was like making a video with this girl, and people in the comments are like, "Oh, is this so and so? Is this so and so?" And apparently, she was like a famous Twitch streamer, and she was there on behalf of Elf, and she was like documenting like via Twitch the double.
Hmm.
Did you find it? Hold on.
No.
Man, I'll never I'll never be able to find it. But I thought that was very interesting. Also, they had the giant activations in both Indy and Charlotte. And at least the one in Indy, I can attest to that they were one, massive lines. People were super excited about
Nice.
it. B, they gave out a
One
fuck
B.
ton one and then also B after that. They gave out a fuck ton of free products. And then
I love that.
C, while I was in the activation, they had the little setup where you could drive her cars in Roblox, and it was really hard.
I saw that you could drive their cars in Roblox,
It
and I was like,
was,
yay.
can I be honest? It was like really hard. They were like, "Do you want to try it?" And I was like, "Sure." Immediately, like, I couldn't how are kids playing Roblox? Like, it's like
Dude,
actually really hard. I don't
I
really
love
understand how they're
Roblox.
doing that.
No, those kids are crazy. You kids and your technology.
Technology. Anyways, I think that the big story from the Coke 600, just to wrap it up, obviously they didn't get to finish the race. There was a
Right.
weird moment where they said there was lightning in the area within 6 miles. So they put out a caution, and then it was expected that they were going to come down pit lane and park it for 30 minutes like they've done for all of NASCAR forever and always whenever there was lightning in the area. But instead they go, actually, we have a meteorologist on site now, and they said, we ballin'. And all the crew chiefs were like, sorry? And they're like, yep, we're coming down pit road, and it's actually for a pit stop. We're not stopping. That's what we're. And all the crew chiefs were like, you're fucking joking me right now. And they're like, never. Anyways, here's your cars. Figure out what you want to do for your strategy. So we saw Daniel Suarez's crew chief put on 2 tires while most of the people opted for 4. They did not sit there for 30 minutes. They went back out there. They did a restart. It was a pretty fun restart. You saw Daniel Suarez like to Kyle Larson, got a big push from Kyle Larson. I go, nice try, Kyle. Still don't like you. And then they ended up, okay, there is rain. Just kidding. And then they red flagged. I think they restarted it one more time. Daniel kept the lead, officially got rained out, called the race. Daniel Suarez wins. I liked it because even though they didn't finish the race, I like how they went out there and did the restart, and Daniel Suarez didn't win the race just based on taking 2 tires while everyone else took 4 and having a shorter pit stop. I liked that he had to maintain his lead for a pretty lively restart. I thought that was interesting. But I do kind of feel sad that his win is a little bit like asterisks.
I think after 5.5 hours of racing,
It's fair, and you can just be
I
like,
think
he
you
did
can
it.
be like, he won.
Yeah, because I think
He
they
had
like
what, like
had like
30
20
laps
something.
left?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, no, I think
You did it.
he won that. I'm not even gonna remember it was red flagged. I'm just gonna be like, that was a really long race. Daniel Suarez won.
I like how he won the little Coca-Cola cooler.
That is cute. Yeah. That's good for him. He's a Coca-Cola guy.
Also, JGR once again. Also, I'll spread this out. One of the Toyotas probably should have won the race, and then they didn't. And I think that's interesting how we keep doing that.
I think they're fucking themselves over. I'll say it.
And as long as it keeps benefiting the Spire boys, I'm okay with it. I think that's interesting.
Dude, I
Keep doing
bet
that.
when he was dropped, Daniel Suarez was dropped by Spire, I was like, yikes, brother. Oof. Especially after last year when they were actually like kind of good. I bet this year he's like, bro, we got that JGR information. Like, we're fine over here at Spire.
Dude,
Is this
I like
technically a win for JGR?
I kind of feel like at this point, Spire, just to like get them off your case, I feel like you got to start losing again. Like, it's kind of weird how you guys started winning right when they were like, they took all of our money, all of our info, and now they're going to win. I think that's funny, but yeah. Anyways, I think that's all I have to say about racing this weekend. Not, what do you think, better or worse than when we had Monaco and we had the traditional? Is Motorsports Christmas ruined?
I think timing wise, yes. But
Yeah.
I think eventful raceness, no. Like watching
Because Canada
Canada
is
was
more
so
fun.
much more interesting than Monaco. So I really think we had like a treat of 3 races. I wasn't able to watch them all live though
No,
because
it wasn't Motorsport
it wasn't
Christmas the way it
possible.
used to be.
Yeah. But I still I thought they were good races.
Yeah. I think that we lucked out with 3 banger races.
Yeah.
And I think Motorsport Christmas, it's different. Parents are divorced and we have to go to
Yeah.
2
We're
houses
at
now.
Dad's house now.
Yeah, but it's still good, and maybe we're getting double the presents.
We are getting double the presents. We're having pie before the ham comes out of the oven because he's not very good at timing wise, but like
Yeah,
it's all right.
it's
It
good.
all happens
It's
for a
good.
reason.
Yeah. Motorsport Christmas still makes us remember the joy of motorsports. And
I
with
feel the
that,
spirit.
thanks for joining us on Laps Down. We will be back again to talk about Detroit
And Nashville on a full moon.
on a full moon. And we will be making lots of good content this weekend because we will be at Detroit. So be sure to follow us on socials if you haven't already. We came out with some bangers for the 500. I was quite proud of what we did, and you guys should check out what we do for Detroit. And smell you guys later. Goodbye.
Bye.